day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. Today could just be the best day of your life. Stick around to find out. Good morning, my name is Graham Richards. Welcome from the Expresso family. 3 hours of Feel Good coming away. In fact, an entire month of Feel Good. Why? Because July is delegated to Tata Mandela month, and we love the galvanizing that happens over this period. So we are going to be embracing those qualities that Nelson Mandela lived by, what he used to transition this country. We're going to do that now, and we're going to use July in every way we can, uplifting, joining hands with the communities around us, and giving time, giving effort, and hopefully empowering people along the way. So speaking of some of those empowered people this morning, we're going to find out how Food Forward South Africa are addressing the desperate needs of food security, as well as the low income and their Project Love, or their Secret Love project rather, an incredible initiative that is reaching so many people right now. How can we get involved and help communities across South Africa? Plus, that's not all that is on the way. I'm going to be spreading a little bit of generosity myself, hitting the streets with an Omar, of course, helping me out, seeing if we can get people to connect with the people they love. So if you want to find out more about that, stick around. But right now, let's connect with the people that we love. Good morning, Zozo. How was your weekend?
Morning, G. It was really good and relaxing, but yes, we are back to reality, given that it's Monday morning again. Now, we love to connect with you first thing in the morning on social media. So for today, our Good Morning Post is all about, I say Mandela's, but money. So 3 in 4 South Africans run out of money come end of the month. How do you make sure your money stretch before payday? I think we all need all the tips we can get. Perhaps you want to send us a voice note. We would love that. Our number is 063-408-8863, or you can simply comment on our Facebook post and we will read those comments throughout the day. So let us know, how do you stretch your money? Well, that is it from our Good Morning Post. Let's get the things underway. Here are the headlines with Carl Wasty.
Good morning. Let's take a look at those headlines for you in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And starting off nationally, Police Minister Becky Cele says more arrests linked to the July 2021 unrest are imminent. Yesterday marked 2 years since the start of the widespread unrest and looting that decimated businesses in KwaZulu-Natal and parts of Gauteng. Cele says people can rest assured that more suspects that took part in the unrest will be arrested, adding that for now they are trying to escalate the charges against those already in custody. The state says Cele is looking to amend the charge sheet from incitement of violence to terrorism and treason. Now, staying in the country, the ANC says it has launched a program to ensure the training of mayors and municipal managers to curb the underspending of municipal budgets, which directly affects service delivery. The ANC's National Executive Committee says in the past fiscal year, municipalities underspent to the tune of almost 1 billion rand. The Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Teming Kadimeng, says local governments must be able to account for each rand and cent allocated by National Treasury. On to international news. Rival sides in politically divided Libya have agreed to set up a committee to oversee the sharing of oil revenues. Now, Eastern military strongman, that's Khalifa Haftar, had threatened to force the shutdown of oil production unless the UN-backed Tripoli-based government agreed to address the issue. Libya sits on Africa's biggest oil reserves, but friction between administrations in the east and west have severely hampered production. Crude oil provides the main source of revenue for the country, which has been plagued by unrest since a NATO-backed revolt in 2011 toppled former leader Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. Now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and his Polish counterpart Andrzej Duda have attended a joint service in memory of the thousands of Poles during World War II. These events, during which Ukrainian nationalists killed the Poles, are a lasting source of tension between the two countries, which are now allies. The Battle of Volhynia was one of the bloodiest days in the period between 1943 and 1945. And the Polish parliament said the attacks amounted to genocide, but Ukraine denied this. However, both countries said the joint commemoration was a step in the right direction. And a 62-year-old athlete from Mashashane village in Limpopo has started a 756-kilometer walk as part of Nelson Mandela Month. Malesela Mokanyama, long walk from Polokwane to Musina and back to Polokwane will last 14 days. His long walk is known as the Centenary Walk for Tata. He wants to hit 3 birds with 1 stone as his walk is part of Mandela Month celebrations, awareness against social ills such as gender-based violence, and also to raise funds to build a sports complex in his home village of Mashashane. Mokanyama will finalize his walk on the late president's birthday, which is, of course, on the 18th of July. That's it from the news desk on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. There's another update for you in 1 hour, but let's take a look at all the sporting action and what a great sporting weekend it was on all fronts. Here's Graham with the latest.
So much to be proud of this morning. Where do we begin? Let's start with the rugby. And the Springboks started their Castle Lager Rugby Championship campaign in brilliant fashion with a 43-12 bonus point win over Australia. So the Boks were leading 17-5 at the break, then raced away in that second half. And the Wallabies conceded 2 penalty tries as they reverted to all sorts of illegal tactics to try to stem the green and gold onslaught. Now, 3 tries by local hero Kurtley Arendse was on fire, also earned him the man of the match title. And then, meanwhile, the junior Boks, they suffered heartbreak, sadly, in the under-20 championship semi-finals, losing out to a very strong Islander outfit, 31-12 in those semi-finals. And we turn to international cricket, and England kept their Ashes hopes alive by beating Australia by 3 wickets in a thrilling third test. So needing 224 more runs at the start of day 4 seemed like a more than gettable total to secure the win to stop Australia retaining the Ashes title with 2 matches to spare. Harry Brook hit a superb 75, but it was left to bowlers Chris Wokes and Mark Wood to drag the hosts over the line. Wokes hitting 32 not outs at the back end, while Wood was named player of the match for his 7 wickets in the game. Still in the fight indeed. Likewise, those progressing on grass courts in the UK. Let's turn to Wimbledon now, and world number 1 Iga Swiatek. She lived to fight another day after clawing her way back from a set down and then saving 2 match points before beating Olympic champion Belinda Bencic 6-7, 7-6 and 6-3 to reach her first ever Wimbledon quarterfinal. And Jessica Pegula and Marketa Vondrousova and the 16-year-old Mira Andreeva playing in her first senior grass court tournament, also advancing as well. Watch that space. And in the men's draw, Andrei Rublev held his nerve to beat Alexander Bublik in a 5-set thriller to reach the first Wimbledon quarterfinal in his career with a 7-5, 6-3, 6-7, 6-7 and 6-4 win. Then Yannick Sinner is also through while Denis Shapovalov was eliminated. Then we turn to Formula One and Max Verstappen. He won the British Grand Prix yesterday as Red Bull stayed unbeaten for the Formula One season and now equalized with McLaren's 1988 record of 11 victories on the trot. So McLaren's Lando Norris finished second in front of 160,000 of his home crowd at Silverstone, with his fellow Briton and 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, of course, having to make it onto the podium. Mercedes, after starting 7th, I think will take that. And then double world champion also took the fastest lap to surge 99 points clear of his closest rival and teammate Sergio Perez, who finished 6th after starting on 15th. And then, of course, you'll hear this a lot today, probably wherever you go. Dricus du Plessis took top honors at UFC this weekend, did us incredibly proud, beating out some very tough opposition in the form of Whittaker. So well done, son. We'll follow that story as it builds over this week. It's going to be massive. But that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get into the new week's weather.
Thank you, Graham, and brace yourself for icy weather. Among the several weather warnings from the SA Weather Service is an orange level 6 one for disruptive snow that could result in major mountain passes being closed, communities isolated, and loss of livestock in the Chris Hani District Municipality and the Senku, Iundini, Matatile, Umzimvubu, Raymond Mhlaba, and Dr. Bayers Nudia, the Graafrenet local municipalities. A warning was also issued for disruptive snow leading to dangerous driving conditions and isolated loss of vulnerable livestock over the Dr. Bayers Nudia, that's excluding Graafrenet area, Kokama, Amahlati, Mtlotu, and the Ntabankulu local municipalities, as well as parts of Etukela, Umgungundlovu, and Harigwala districts in KwaZulu-Natal. Meanwhile, Electricity Minister Jacinto Ramakopa has said it's unlikely that plummeting temperatures will impact on the severity of load shedding. There's also enough leeway in the system to deal with peak weather patterns, he said. Well, on that note, let's look at those temperatures for your Monday morning. If you're in Polokwane, your low is 1, your high 14. Mbombela, 10 with a high of 14. If you're in Pretoria, 2's your low, 13 your high. Johannesburg, 0 with a high of 10. Mahikeng, -2 with a high of 14. Klerksdorp, -3 with a high of 12. If you're in Kimberley, a low of -5 and a high of 12 can be expected. Bloemfontein, brace yourself. Your low is -7 and your high 12 degrees Celsius. Richards Bay, 11-14 with some rain. Pietermaritzburg, expect rainy conditions. 3's your low, 10 your high. Durban, cold and wet, 12's your low, 15 your high. Mthatha, 0 with a high of 12. East London, 9 with a high of 15. Rainy conditions in Cradock, -2 with a high of 10. Gqeberha, your low is 8, your high 16. George, 4 with a high of 13. If you're in Cape Town today, it's sunny but cold, a low of 6, a high of 16. Worcester, 2 with a high of 16. Sutherland, brace yourself, your low is -4, your high only 9 degrees Celsius. And Uppington, -2 with a high of 16 degrees Celsius. Well, those are your temperatures for your Monday morning. Let's take a look at your sunrise views. Azalea from Hotspot shared this serene image of the pillowy clouds cascading, absolutely beautiful. Omi and Keymouse captured this image of the clouds rolling in over the seaside. Then we have Joey Peterson from Umhlanga, who sent through her morning view from the beach. Look at those red hues in the distance. And Tandu from Zimbabwe shared her view while enjoying a morning walk. We love it. Well, continue to share those good morning views with us. We love seeing them. Our number is 063-408-8863.
You know what, if I look at the temperatures, it's so cold everywhere, but it's okay. We're going to warm you up with giving back. And that's exactly what's going to come through for you on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Let's start it with a Food Forward SA. They do such great work around Nelson Mandela Day and beyond. So we'll be chatting to them very, very soon. And then Etafeni, they will be supporting children and communities affected by HIV. We get all those details and stories, as well as ways that you can give back this Nelson Mandela Day. So make sure you stick with us. This is Expresso. You're live in S3.
We have exciting news for all you young chefs. Yes, you guessed it. The XLR Young Chef competition is back. If you are a qualified chef with at least 3 years of experience, are under the age of 35 and have a confident TV personality, then enter to stand a chance to compete for a 20,000 Rand cash prize and that coveted title of XLR Young Chef for 2023. Just follow the XLR Young Chef competition link on the Afternoon Express's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages, or on our website. Upload a video of yourself sharing your name, a short intro about who you are, where and when you qualified, and describe your signature XLR dish using XLR rice, XLR sunflower oil, or XLR mayonnaise. And also, tell us why your dish is made excellent with XLR.
Entries close at midday on the 21st of July, 2023.
T's and C's apply and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. XLR, a taste of pure excellence.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You can see how happy I am right now, despite the cold and the chill, because my heart is full. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it is freezing out there. Winter has hit South Africa hard, and getting by is even harder if you're struggling to put food on the table, a baseline existence for so many South Africans. Food insecurity is a nightmare and unfortunately a reality for millions in this country. So this morning we've got Andy du Plessis, one of our absolute favorite human beings on the planet, from Food Forward SA. She joins us to talk about what they are doing to help, and it is massive. So Andy, welcome and thank you for being here, my friend.
Thank you, Graham. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Now, I'm looking at, South Africa as a whole. Clearly, there should be enough food. Where are we going wrong?
Absolutely. So in South Africa, we produce more than enough food for all our citizens. The issue around food security in South Africa is, while we are a food secure nation, quite a large chunk of our food goes overseas with exports. And then, of course, in South Africa, because of affordability issues and because of accessibility issues, most of the people, half our population in South Africa, can't afford to buy healthy meals, let alone enough food to see them through to the end of the month. So while there is enough food, the issue is around the distribution, or the equitable distribution of that food, which is problematic right now.
And the quality of that nutrition, especially when it comes to like your early childhood development, and they're critical gateways. This at first felt like an emotional problem. Now I'm realizing it's a logistical one. And then you step in with your brilliant mindset and your systems knowledge and address that with Food Forward SA. How do you guys get the job done?
Absolutely. So what we do is, because there's so much, although we have these huge supply chains in South Africa, very sophisticated but very dynamic, and yet throughout those food supply chains, there are huge amounts of food that gets lost or wasted throughout the value chain. So according to the CSIR, over 10 million tons of that good quality, edible surplus food gets dumped in landfill or is incinerated. So what we do is we work with farmers while they're harvesting, and anything that's out of specification, they will donate to us. Our trucks will be there while they are harvesting. On the manufacturing side, while a manufacturer is producing food, something goes wrong on the manufacturing line, and maybe a cereal box, something goes skew in the box, or someone picks up the wrong information on the box, but the cereal is already inside and the box is sealed. Exactly. But that can't go onto a shop shelf, so they don't know, they donate those to us. And then on the retail side, at distribution centers, before that stock goes to a store, for example, there are huge amounts of stock that there must be a 3-month or 6-month shelf life by the time it reaches the store. And sometimes they miss that date, and then it can't go because the consumer's going to see, but this is not a good enough shelf life, and that product also gets donated. So we work with actors throughout that food value chain to make sure we get that edible surplus food timeously, and then it saves them money because they don't have to pay for dumping costs, which are becoming more and more expensive. And then it doesn't affect the environment because we're diverting food away from landfill.
It's massive.
Absolutely.
Massive,
because food loss and waste is the 3rd largest emitter of greenhouse gas emissions across the world globally. So we're able to solve a few problems: food insecurity, the environmental issue, and of course at food value chain partners on the dumping sites.
It's called One Welfare, buddy.
Yeah,
I love that.
exactly.
I absolutely love that.
That is incredible. Now, Mandela Day is around the corner. What will Food Forward be doing?
I'm so excited. We have this amazing model where our work is reliant on the goodwill of food donors and financial donors, and that's how we exist. And we're able to connect the dots to make sure that those that need the food, that we get it onto the plates of those that need it. So with Mandela Day, at our warehouses across the country, where we usually collect, check and sort and redistribute food, we've actually approached our food donors, our financial donors, and we said, guys, it's winter, and between May and August, it's the worst time for people that are food insecure. And we've said, please partner with us, work with us, so that we can get a large amount of food that we can pack on Mandela Day for those that would like to spend the 67 minutes with us, and then we'll redistribute that to people that need it, vulnerable communities, orphans and vulnerable children, youth care facilities, aged care facilities, etc. So we went out to the market, and my word, the response has been phenomenal. This year, 18 July, will be the best Mandela Day ever, and the largest amount of food donated.
Proclaim it.
Exactly. So it's just been amazing. We've got things like yogurts, rice, cookies, cooking oil, samp, sugar beans. All our partners have just come together. A lot of dairy products, shelf-stable dairy products that have come in. And so all that food that's packed on Mandela Day will last us not only during the winter months, but right through until December this year, which has been, so all our warehouses will be full of food, and corporates and individuals and schools will come on Mandela Day, and they will help us pack and sort that
stuck
food
in.
and get it ready for distribution.
Roll up your sleeves.
Absolutely.
Oh, Andy, congratulations. I was joking saying those purpose-driven organizations and movements that you represent now front of the queue. So congratulations for getting your opportunity now, but thank you so much for having the will, the fortitude to just keep pushing. I know it never has been as good as it is now, so thank you so much for having that strength.
Thank you very much for having us.
There we go. And if you want to get involved or know more, visit their website, foodforwardsa.org.
You know what? That is a proper dose of care. In fact, let's do another one of those for the sons in this world that we really want to appreciate.
Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere.
Now, a son remains a lifelong friend, a trusted confidant, and an unwavering pillar of support, eternally there for his family. And you have the chance to nominate your amazing son for a special dose of care, and they could stand the chance to win 2,000 Rand. It's time to announce our next lucky winner, and congratulations, Kian Fredericks, an incredible son, and here's why. Melanie, the mom, has decided to send this in. I've been up all night with my sick 3-year-old son, and even while vomiting, he still smiles at me to show he is okay. He truly needs hashtag a dose of care from hashtag Panado SA. And we do have Melanie on the line. Good morning, Melanie.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for sharing such a beautiful story. I know it's really, really tough, but I think it's a sweet nomination. And I'd like to know, how would you describe Kian's personality and what do you love about him the most?
Oh my gosh. So Kian is 3 years old. He is feisty. He is mischievous. like every little boy is. He teases his 8-year-old sister to no end, and then he will just come and hug her and say, "I love you, my hee-hee." So yeah, he's just a ray of sunshine. I think every mother thinks that of their son. But yeah, he just really is an amazing little boy.
It takes a lot of resilience for your son to be sick but still have a smile for you to confirm they're okay, like your nomination. But you do know that probably comes from you, hey?
Yeah, I think so. The mommy is always the strong one. When we're sick, we still need to take care of everybody else. Yeah, let's say it comes from me. My husband is sitting right next to me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Take the credit. You are on live TV, not your hubby. Okay, I want you to take the credit now. And thanks for the nomination. But here we go. I just wanted to know from you just a couple of words of wisdom for your son. Because I want your 3-year-old to look back at this particular broadcast and say, oh my word, my mommy was on TV and my mommy gave me these words of wisdom. What are yours?
I think my words of wisdom to him will be the best man that you can be. Obviously, because when he sees this, he'll be much older. Keep God as your foundation, because that's how we're raising them. Keep God as your foundation, and just live your life to the fullest. Make mistakes, learn from them, and move on.
The make mistakes part, I love that. Mistakes are the breadcrumbs to success. And I can tell you that is where it is. So thank you very much, Melanie. And to the hubby as well. We'll give the hubby some credit, just a little bit, okay? But I appreciate it. And also to Kian, thank you very much for celebrating such an amazing kid. We're looking forward to the successes that he still has ahead of him in his life. Thank you for adding a dose of care. Now, do celebrate the love just like that. I felt the love. There was all the feels over there by nominating your particular son for a well-deserved dose of care.
Being a parent can be challenging, but stepping out is when things get real complicated. That's why new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets are here to make the job easier. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere. Panado, a dose of care.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show indeed. Welcome back. It's Monday morning and we are looking at different ways to help a neighbor in the lead up to Mandela Day. Now, if you're cash strapped but still have a desire to do something uplifting, maybe volunteering your time at a local organization like Etafeni is the solution.
So we have two very, very talented people over here ready for their 4 minutes of fame. So Lisa Mbekwa is here, program manager, as well as Erica Rawalane from the Etafeni Center, who are just here to give us all of the details we need to know about this multi-purpose center that provides a beautiful space and shelter for those destitute in the community of Nyanga. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
4 minutes of fame. Are you ready for this, eh?
Yes.
Well, I mean, this is obviously about Etafeni, which is important. So let's just go with a little introduction into what you do. In fact, Zoliswa or Erica, you can take this. You can even tag team this if you want to, but we'd love to know a little nutshell as to what Etafeni represents and what you do.
Yes. So Etafeni was started by a group of women who saw the need to create a safe space for vulnerable children in the community of Nyanga. So the trust, together with the local community, established this multi-purpose learning center that has a wild array of programs that we offer to the community of Nyanga. So it's a safe space for the people of Nyanga.
That is...
And surrounding areas, yeah.
special.
Yes.
Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, so we have an ECD that caters to children from 2 to 6, an after-school program, as well as a girls' leadership program called Power Girls. And then we have our skills development programs, as well as a community health care worker program, and a social work program that responds to gender-based violence and all the different social ills that our community is then faced with. Yeah, so that's who we are. We've been there since 2001, and we're still going, and we hope that another 20 years to come.
That is incredible. 22 years and going strong.
Yes.
I love that. Now, when it comes to volunteering, not always are people to give in a financial space, but they can give in their time. Can you just, for our viewers especially leading up to Mandela Day and they're thinking of volunteering their time, the impact it has and perhaps the benefits that the kids get from having volunteers give their time?
Yeah, so it's always great to have people come into the center and interact with the kids because it's not something that they get to see, especially people from different cultures as well. You know, just to have that smile that the kids are not really... Well, they do get smiles in their homes, but it's also nice to have an interaction with somebody else. And I think a lot of people that come to our center come with love, come with passion, and that is something that we think our kids need and deserve the most. We do have issues of child neglect in the community, you know, so many different social... So it's nice to have, you know, just a different space where the children can be safe, can feel happy, and have fun with different people that come in. So during the Mandela Day, we have a lot of different people coming in, different organizations, different companies also that come in and spend a day with the kids. They bring sausage rolls, you know, they bring the sandwiches. It's always so nice, or a toy or this, you know. So it's always so nice for their kids to experience that, yeah.
Ooh, especially the sausage.
Yeah, I heard there was emphasis on the sausage rolls there. I feel like it's a
Sandwiches as
personal
well.
favorite. Okay, no, I got you.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm actually a bit hungry now, to be fair. So, Lisa, so just for any volunteer coming in, you know, what are the types of things that a volunteer like myself or Zoe or anybody can get involved with? Because I know that there are a myriad of different things that we can do there.
So a lot of our volunteers that come through would be placed at the ECD program where you get to interact with the kids, you know, play with them, soft toys, play different kinds of sports activities at the back.
That's great.
You can get involved with our Fit for Life, Fit for Work program with out of works youth. Yeah. You know, giving them basic life skills. We have a computer program as well. So if you're gifted in that area, perhaps you can give of your time and your skills in that area. We have garden, home food garden program where you can really get your hands dirty, planting, learning about all sorts of different plants and how to harvest, You know, if you are someone who's green-fingered, you can transfer those skills. So lots of different activities to get involved with in the center.
Exciting, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most people enjoy spending time in the kitchen preparing the meals for the kids.
Sausage rolls.
The sausage.
Sorry.
Sausage rolls, yes. And also serving the kids, you know, so that that is more interactive and so.
That is so special. So if people want to get involved or know more information, can we just send them to your website?
Yes.
Okay, so visit etafeni.org.za. It's on your screen right now. And if you are looking for ways beyond Mandela Day on how to get involved and show your support, definitely check out their site.
Yes, indeed. Well, you consider what you're going to get up to on Mandela Day, or at the very least, where you're going to get a sausage roll on your way to work this morning. We are going to look at someone who's living this principle every day, and we're going to visit a hotspot in Kraaifontein with books as its draw card. Yes, literacy. I'm talking about a library for kids that was started by a community hero, Terence Crowster. Our old friend Tabiso went down there to this hotspot to find out what exactly is going on.
Scottsville is a neighborhood just outside of Cape Town that is very well known for gang activity. But a community activist, Terence Crowster, is on a mission to change the entire narrative of this community through the use of shipping containers that he has transformed into a library. Terence, man with the books.
Man, how are you?
So good to meet you.
Same here.
Thank you so much for having us here. It's fantastic work you're doing here. You've been doing it for many, many years, working with the community. Why is community work so important to you?
Man, I grew up in the community of Scottsville, and my heart just broke when I saw all those things, that negative stuff that happened in the community. And I decided, listen here, I've got a passion for my community, I've got a heart for my community, and I want to change. Because somebody along the line gave me an opportunity, so I just want to give back to that, to some other people as well.
This is such an inspiring story because you run the Hotspot Library out of 2 shipping containers, but putting it all together with all of this experience that you give to the kids must have taken a lot.
Yeah, man, so if you, again, I will say, if you have the vision, if you have a passion for what you do and you love what you're doing, everything just falls in place though. So we're lucky to have 700 kids coming to our program, because if you look at other programs and some other kids that they're roaming around doing their thing. But for us, it's such a great place to be in the community and see kids just coming into the programs that we've done.
I do learn a lot from the kids, and I think this is the library's the benefit for the kids, because seeing as this gangsterism is going on here, the kids can't walk wherever they want to. They come here for a safe space. They come here to read, we play games with them, and we actually have a lot of fun in the library. I know it's a library and it's supposed to be quiet, but we want the other atmosphere. We don't want it to be so quiet, so we give them a chance to interact with each other, get to know each other and stuff, yeah. So I think it's a good thing that the library is here. Seeing we had a lot of kids here coming to do tasks and stuff. We give them an hour every day to do the homework, and a lot of kids has been coming ever since then. So I think this is something good we're doing.
Ik hou van games te spelen en boeken te lezen bij Hotspot Library. Ik hou van bij de library te komen en games te spelen en alles te doen wat je moet doen. Zoals huiswerk doen en alles.
I like coming to the library because it teaches me about lots of things like science, and that's something that I love to do. But mathematics is something that I struggle in, but actually they help me a lot in mathematics.
The success story of Hotspot Library is so incredible. You started off with 30 members and now you're sitting with over 700 members. I mean, that must mean a lot, right?
I mean, lockdown has been good to us. To some people, lockdown was bad, but for us, lockdown was good to us because most of the schools were on lockdown, and so it was closed. And so suddenly we just have this increase of kids coming to this because they see the space as a safe space for them, as a safe haven for them. And they also came along us and said, listen here, we want to be part of your programs because there's nothing to do in the community. Being in a community like Scottsville where there's nothing else But this library, they offer creational activities. Well, we're sitting with 700 members, and so that's good for us.
You provide a learning environment here, which is great, but I believe that you also do provide counseling services to the children here. Why is this so necessary?
Man, if you look at Scottsville, if you look at the history of Scottsville, and over the couple of years now, say for the past 3 years, a lot of killings has been taking place, a lot of shooting has been taking place. So for a lot of these kids, poverty, drug abuse, substance abuse, and gangsterism is like a second skin to them. They stand up and they just put it on, and they have this tough exterior, but in the inside, when we look at them, we talk to them, when they come to the safe space, they obviously open up to us. And that's where that's when we started offering this counseling sessions where we have mentorship programs with young boys and young men, mentorship programs with the young girls also. But we also do individual counseling, especially with some parents where they come for help with the kids and what the kids are going through.
You mentioned that this place is a safe haven for the children. I imagine that there's so much more to it than just the books we're seeing all over the place here and the counseling that you provide. What else can they enjoy and experience here?
So what we offer a variety of platforms where they can come in. So we do sport, we do soccer, 5-side soccer, and we do some other activities like the arts exhibitions that we have. So we have a lot of stuff that we can offer them, but it's all about creating a platform for them where they can unleash their potential and where they can come in and say, listen, I don't like writing, but I like drawing. So it's not just about writing. It's not just about reading books as well. It's about coming into this space and exploring and finding yourself and finding your true self and finding what you love to do.
That's a really nice house. There is nothing better than getting lost in a book or getting lost in creativity, and especially for these children, because this is inspiring them to dream even bigger, right? Yeah.
I love that reversal of the narrative in a place, I think that's probably more known for gang activity. So good to see getting lost in a book is now so welcomed. I absolutely love the fact that we are plugging into a young generation. So if you've got kids in your care and you live in the Kraaifontein area, go down to the Hotspot Library.
Now you can generously give a voice to Storytime. Visit our library of homegrown audio stories at cadbury.co.za.
Watch South Africa versus Scotland live in France in a once-in-a-lifetime rugby experience brought to you by Clover. Catch the box in rugby's ultimate showpiece, hosted by Springbok legend Skulk Burger. 5 lucky winners and their partners will be winging their way to France. Plus, take a cruise to the Mediterranean island paradise of Ibiza. Buy any Clover product to enter. Watch Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more information on how you can win.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Let's get even more excited this morning with just 18 days to go until the Netball World Cup. Excitement is obviously building in the country as Cape Town is set to become the first African city to host this international showpiece. The trophy arrived in the province last week, signaling that final leg of its tour around South Africa, and that the tournament is now literally just around the corner. And I can feel the nerves kicking in as I say that from our couch. Here to chat more about the build-up and what has gone into the hosting of this tournament is Igshan Brenner and Shannon Trounsel from the Cape Town Netball Federation. Woo, it's getting close now, gents. I'm so excited because we've lived through this. What a tournament like this can do for our country, can do for communities that are directly affected by it. I've got to ask you, maybe, Igshan, I can start with you. For your federation to get this massive step up, because now you're on a global stage, what has this experience been like for you guys so far?
To be honest, it is, good morning, Graham, to the viewers as well. It is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Overwhelming because it's netball, it's just everything is netball, netball, netball. So we are very excited. As you said, we are 18 days away from it. We were 360 days, we were a year back, and now it's 18 days back, and we are ready to go for this.
Ready to go, that's what I needed to hear. Shannon, so much goes into a tournament like this because it's not just a local community kind of thing. There are international expectations. What goes into something like this logistically when you've got to step up and host an international showpiece?
There's a lot of vetting that needs to happen with the national security checking people. And there's a background stuff, it's mural unveilings, it's security, so a lot goes into the planning of the World Cup. We need to, so the city ICC needed to be sorted for us, so a lot in the background work that's happening.
And this is not just retrospective work, this is throwing forward, because the framework that we put down now is going to be that roadmap for future events, for maximizing the development of the sport. To get this right, we need to see netball uptake within schools, within young girls. What does it mean to you guys to be a part of that story? And how do we get that right? The legacy we always talk about. What do we need to do to make this work?
Is what we are doing now, to create the awareness on TV, as we're doing now, and give netball the necessary exposure as all the other sports get, the cricket, the football, because ultimately netball is the biggest female sport, woman-female sport, so it's good that we get everyone involved into netball. And as you can see ourselves sitting here as males talking about netball. But yes, we are excited. We are excited.
And it was always that kind of dynamic tension between the rugby team and the netball team, and you were in a school. And at a point, rugby would get everything and netball would be left behind because of the professional structures and the opportunities that rugby affords. When we talk about women's sport, with the Cricket World Cup hosted locally as well, the T20s, we saw what it means for the players to be able to perform in front of a home crowd. But for me, it was the uptake in viewership. How many more women were watching women's sport? Because we get to see that top tier. Why is it so important that women's sport, Shannon, do you think, gets the support that it needs right now? Because we have the opportunity.
No, we have. I think like there's not a lot of highlights on women's sports. They're lacking. And like you're now saying, there's a portion of the women's sports. It's like everybody runs to rugby and soccer. So investors and sponsors will normally go there because the crowd is bigger.
Yeah.
So it's very important for us, and that's why we hit it from the ground up. And if we can change the life of that one little girl, I think we've done what we needed to. And we always say that our supporters is the 8th player on court.
Oh, completely. And they're going to need it, eh? Because as much as we're knocking on that door of the top tier and we're often playing in that space, I say we've earned a seat at the table. To get to that head of the table is going to be tough.
It is.
There are some very strong countries coming onto our home soil. What do you guys need from us, the people? How can we get behind what you're doing?
It's like we're doing, we call it Netball Friday.
Netball Friday, nice.
There's been the build-up for the last year. is these T-shirts we're wearing. So we would like to continue to encourage the people that it is Netball Friday T-shirts, that everyone, even from the ministers from the city of Cape Town, everyone wearing the Netball Friday T-shirts. But we would want to say, it's 18 days away, so why don't we just wear it every day?
Exactly. Maybe get two so you can alternate. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I know your time has come, which is amazing for a federation that's been forced to punch above its weight class for so long. Now you've earned your seat at the table, so congratulations. Thank you for fighting the good fight on behalf of probably the most popular and exciting women's sport in this country. If you've got a young child, get your ticket now. Take them to see these women in action. Let them see the top tier in action. It will be unforgettable. And a little bit later, we'll show you how you can possibly start your own fitness journey towards playing netball. But we're going to continue with the feel good right now.
Thanks a lot, G. Well, a child's health is the most important thing for every single parent and can be made easier with the right medication. Dialink Junior gave you the chance to win 5,000 Rand to help keep your kids in good health. All you had to do was tell us why it is important for you as a parent to keep your kids healthy, and now we get to announce that winner. So, congratulations to this incredible person, Karen Stoffels. You are our lucky winner, and I know you may be watching this and feeling it. I'm so glad you are, because Karen commented this: I am a very overprotective parent, and it is one of the utmost importance, with utmost importance for my boy to be happy and healthy, of course. That fills my soul with so much joy when he is sick and he can't reach his full potential, and kids love to be playful. Children are a blessing from God, and we must love and cherish them to the best of our abilities. Hashtag Dialink Junior, hashtag cough-free kids. Thank you so much, Karen, for that beautiful, beautiful message. We love that, and we have to, as parents, look after our kids in any way we can, and we are just happy that Dialink enables that in such a beautiful way. Now, coughs and phlegm are no joke, so it's time to take this fight seriously with Dialink Junior.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we are taking inspiration from the Netball World Cup because you can sprint, jump, land, pivot. Those are the fundamentals that make up netball. Now, it is an interval game that requires players to have explosive acceleration speed, the ability to decelerate and change direction fast. And here to take us through some of these exercises is netball coach at All Rounder Academy, Sharon Martin, joining us this morning. She brought some really cool balls along, and I'm very excited to get into a bit of a workout with you.
Good morning. So, the first thing we're going to have to start with is a small warm-up. So we're going to have to drop the balls.
Okay, we'll leave it for now. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start with an inchworm. So you're going to slowly go down as far as you can.
Is this called an inchworm?
When you get down to the floor, to step through, and you're just going to stretch up.
Okay. I think especially given how cold it is, we sometimes forget the warm-up, but that's the most important part.
And you're going to slowly bring your feet in. And then you have to see the other leg go.
Okay,
So,
that's
go
all
again.
good. We inchworm forward again, and then focus on the
forward.
other leg.
Looking up.
There we go.
Looking down, stretching both. And bring your feet back together again. Okay, that's just to warm it up, just so that you're ready.
Yes.
Okay, so very important is arms. So we focus a bit on push-ups because you need to be able to throw that ball very hard.
And I know netball players, they thrust that ball
That
really,
ball
really...
gets tracked very hard, so push-ups are quite important. So we'll have to go down to do a push-up.
Okay.
Okay.
Typically...
So that way. Elbows try to go back. If not,
drop the knees.
dropped, and down into a normal push-up.
There we go.
It's generally just a normal to push-up.
Yeah.
Okay? So you normally do about 8 reps of those, just to keep yourself going and getting those nice strong arms.
Oh, I love that. Now, World Cup is around the corner. Are you excited?
I am excited. That's why I went to watch the quad series.
Okay.
So that I could get a taste of it, and that was quite good too. So that was quite nice to watch that. Okay, so Russian twists. So nice with the ball, taking a tap and rotating. So the idea is to also try and get your core working. So drop yourself a bit back as you go. There we go.
Oh, and these are tough if you don't have a strong core.
That's your core. All right. Also, if you don't have a ball, obviously you could just use any weight or anything else you have or nothing.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna stand up for the next one. Okay, so nice thing is either with a wall or a frame, you can do some nice passes.
We're going to put one down. Okay. Because that could be dangerous.
So a nice pass is obviously opposite foot. Nice strength passing. So if you have a wall, sorry, if you have a wall, you'll have to guide the ball down. So the idea is to nice and guide, nice strong passes. You can also add in a bit of running with it. So if you'll have a ball, I can run and tap it, can pass the ball over to receive the ball, okay? So that you can do a couple of those ones just to keep yourself going as a bit of a fitness, okay? The other one is driving in. So as I drive in,
and then I throw it
pass the ball, and you're running back. So it's a very good.
Been years since I've played netball, so please forgive me.
Like that. Okay, so that's how it would work. Obviously focusing a lot on where your feet are as well. So that's a good strengthening exercises for that.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
I love that.
The other one would be a nice cone one, which you can put a couple of watts. So it's very important for takeoff. So for strength, it's the takeoff in any activity that you do in the netball. So you could either have cones. If you don't, you can just aim to right and you sprint across to the other side of the court.
Okay.
Or any other area you've got to get your fitness levels in.
Oh.
So you do a couple on the one leg, a couple on the other leg, obviously being balanced.
Oh, listen.
Light on your feet, one more.
One more.
So a lot of light on your feet, starting slow. As you go, you sprint, take off.
Okay.
Everything in netball is
all
quick
in the
and
feet.
light feet.
Quick and light feet.
Especially defenders.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're bringing back so many fond memories. I loved playing netball growing up. Clearly, I'm not that great at it anymore because I think for a brief second saw my life flash in front of my eyes when I got that ball. But thank you, Sharon. Thank you for showing us some great works on how you at home can have a little bit of fun and really just get a bit of fitness in.
Okay.
So I've just been told we still have a few moments left.
Great.
So what else can we do? I'm going to put this ball down and I'll join you for a...
So a lot of it is also strength. So what we can do is a lot of from this to take off onto one foot. So go and land. So there's a lot of ankle stability, knee and hip that's needed. So from one foot.
Stability in general.
And balance. There you go. And then you would swap to the other leg.
Gosh, I have to remember which leg I use.
And balance. Okay. A lot can also be going sideways because you do a lot of sideways movements. So So strengthening of the hips. Okay.
There we go.
So from there, and then you can also do jumping, going into a squat.
Okay.
So squatting is also very important. So into it.
There we go.
Squatting into it. So the nice thing is you can take a ball
and
practice your catching at the same time.
I love that. Now, as a coach and player yourself, what are your positions?
Centre court.
Centre court.
Centre
So
wing
that's the one that's all over and has to probably be the fittest.
Well, being short, elevation and speed are my advantage. I don't have the blessing of being tall, so I have to make sure that my elevation from my legs is my strength.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
Sharon, for anyone that would love to be part of the academy, find out more, where can they reach you?
So it's All Rounder Academy, which is based in Kirstenhof, and basically we run a league on a Wednesday night for adults. I am starting a kids league coming up soon, hopefully, to try and encourage our southern suburbs netball for kids, basically.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Sharon, I'm going to give you a high five.
Thank you.
Thank you for that very cool and explosive workout, and I hope you enjoyed it at home, and we are all looking forward to watching our ladies do well at the Netball World Cup.
Yes, indeed. We are looking forward to that, and all the best to our ladies heading into that World Cup. And it's just before 7 o'clock. Let's take a look at your news on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Starting nationally, President Cyril Ramaphosa has warned the so-called construction mafia and zamazamas that they will feel the might of the law. Among the 17 people who died due to a toxic gas leak in Boksburg last week, at least 5 were illegal miners. Ramaphosa says all spheres of government are working together to clamp down on illegal activities in the mining and construction sectors. The country has experienced a number of construction delays due to attempts by certain groups to extort a percentage of the construction project fees. Now, Police Minister Bheki Cele says more arrests linked to the July 2021 unrest are imminent. Yesterday marked 2 years since the start of the widespread unrest and looting that decimated businesses in KwaZulu-Natal and parts of Gauteng. Cele says people can rest assured that more suspects that took part in the unrest will be arrested, adding that for now they are trying to escalate the charges against those already in custody. The state says Cele is looking to amending the charge sheet from incitement of violence to terrorism and treason. On to international news. Security measures have been tightened in the Lithuanian capital of Vilnius with a view to the NATO meeting taking place there this week. Now, 16 NATO member states have sent about 1,000 soldiers to the city to secure the summit. Vilnius is some 150 kilometers from Russia. The NATO countries have also provided advanced security of the airspace because the Baltic states, Latvia, Estonia and Lithuania do not have this capability. The 3 countries were formerly part of the USSR, but since 2004 are part of the European Union as well as NATO. Now, rival sides in politically divided Libya have agreed to set up a committee to oversee the sharing of oil revenues. Eastern military strongman Khalifa Haftar had threatened to force the shutdown of oil production unless the UN-backed Tripoli-based government agreed to address the issue. Libya sits on Africa's biggest oil reserves, but friction between administrations in the east and west have severely hampered production. Crude oil provides the main source of revenue for the country, which has been plagued by unrest since a NATO-backed revolt in 2011 toppled former leader Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. And wrapping up in a very, very literal way, wrapping things up, Sir Elton John has said his final goodbye. He concluded his marathon farewell tour in Stockholm, Sweden on Saturday night. The 76-year-old has won 5 Grammy Awards in a spectacular career spanning some 50 years and nearly 4,600 performances worldwide. His farewell tour began in North America in 2018, spanning the globe. He played to more than 6 million fans, with one of the highlights his headline slot at the Glastonbury Festival last month, which drew a British TV audience of millions. It has been one of the highest grossing concert tours ever, the first to reach ticket sales of some $900 million. A farewell to the man who's always still standing, Sir Elton John. That's it for news on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have another update for you in 60 minutes. But of course, let's take a look at the sporting action. What an amazing weekend. All I can say is cricket and rugby seem to dominate it. Here's Graham with all the details.
Thank you, Carl, and I'll say thank you to all the tiny dancers out there. Let's kick off our sports report with rugby. The Springboks started their Castle Lager Rugby Championship campaign in the best fashion with a 43-12 bonus point win over Australia, a hapless Australia, it must be said. The Boks were leading 17-5 at the break, then raced away in that second half when the Wallabies considered 2 penalty tries as they reverted to all sorts of illegal tactics to try to stem the greed and gold onslaught. 3 tries by local hero Kurt Lee Arendse also earned him man of the match. And meanwhile, the junior Boks, sadly, they suffered a heartbreaking loss in their under-22 championship semi-final, losing 31-12 to Ireland in those semis. A little further afield in cricket, England have kept their Ashes hopes alive by beating Australia by 3 wickets in a thrilling third test. So needing 224 more runs at the start of day 4 seemed like a more than gettable total to secure the win to stop Australia retaining the Ashes with 2 matches to spare. Harry Brook hit a superb 75, but it was ultimately left to bowlers Chris Wokes and Mark Wood to drag the hosts over the line, and they did it. Wokes weighing in with 32 not out at the back end, while Wood was named player of the match for his 7 pivotal wickets in the game as well. Now we turn to tennis, but sticking in the same neck of the woods and on grass. World number 1, Iga Swiatek, she lived to fight another day after clawing her way back from a set down and saving 2 match points before beating Olympic champion Belinda Bencic 6-7, 7-6 and 6-3 to reach her first ever Wimbledon quarterfinal. Jessica Pegula, Marketa Vondrousova and 16-year-old Mira Andreeva playing in her first senior grass court tournament, also advancing there. Then in the men's draw, Andrei Rublev held his nerve to beat Alexander Bublik in a 5-set thriller to reach his first Wimbledon quarterfinal with a, get the 7-5, 6-3, 6-7, 6-7 and 6-4 win. And then elsewhere, Yannick Sinner is also through, while a bit of a shock, Denis Shapovalov, he has been eliminated. Now let's get back onto the track and 4 wheels as we hone in on this weekend's Formula 1, and Max Verstappen is looking unstoppable. He won the British Grand Prix yesterday as a Red Bull stayed unbeaten for the Formula 1 season, and now as a result equaled McLaren's 1988 record of 11 victories on the trot. And McLaren's Lando Norris, he finished second in front of a 160,000-strong home crowd at Silverstone with his fellow Briton and 7 times world champion, of course, getting on the podium, Lewis Hamilton, making it 3rd for Mercedes after starting in 7th. He always does love Silverstone. And the double world champion also took the fastest lap to surge 99 points clear of his closest rival. Happens to be his teammate Sergio Perez, who finished 6th after starting 15th. And then, of course, we'll say it again for the rest of the week. Congratulations to Dricus du Plessis, beating an incredibly tough opponent in the form of Whittaker this weekend in the UFC. Well done, son. But that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's see how the roads are looking.
Thank you, Graham. Let's start off with your traffic in Cape Town. There's some congestion on the N2 inbound. It's at Jakes Gerwel Drive. Expect delays here and allow for more travel time. Then in Mpumalanga, there's been a truck attack on the N4 route near Waterval Boven. Now, the road has been closed until further notice, and traffic is being diverted via Schoemanskloof Highway. Please travel safely. Well, that's your traffic update. Let's get another look at your weather. And we start off with some news. Disaster management teams in the Western Cape are on high alert. A second cold front has moved into the area, and the Weather Service predicts that today will be the coldest day during the current cold front and likely the coldest day of the year thus far. Snow has fallen on the Matroos Mountains at Ceres, and reports of snow were also received from the Sutherland area. A meteorologist, Lawrence Smith, says more snow and rain is expected. Rough sea conditions are also expected along the coast, and the coldest night so far in 2023 in Gauteng was expected last night, with sub-freezing temperatures for central Pretoria and Johannesburg. The mercury in Johannesburg was expected to drop well below 0 to -3 degrees Celsius. -1 degree Celsius was forecast for Pretoria, and in Vereniging in the Vaal Triangle, a temperature of -6 degrees Celsius was forecast, the coldest of the country's metros. Well, let's take a look at those temperatures for your Monday. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 1 and a high of 14 can be expected. Mbombela, 10 of 14. Pretoria, 2 with a high of 13 for today. Johannesburg, 0, reaching a high of 10. Mahikeng, -2 with a high of 14. Klerksdorp, -3 with a high of 12. If you're in Kimberley, -5 is your low, 12 your high for today. Bloemfontein, -7 with a high of 12. If you're in Richards Bay, some rainy conditions and a low of 11 and a high of 14 can be expected. Pietermaritzburg, cold and wet, 3 is your low, 10 your high. Durban 12 with the high of 15 and rain. If you're in Mthatha, 2 is your, in fact, 0 is your low, 12 your high. East London 9, 15, Cradock -2 with a high of 10. If you're in Gqeberha, your low is 8, your high 16. George 4 with the high of 13. If you're in Cape Town, 6 is your low, 16 your high. Worcester 2 with the high of 16. Sutherland -4 with the high of 9. And if you're in Uppington, -2 is your low and 16 degrees Celsius, that is your high for today. Well, those are your temperatures. Stay warm across the country, but let's take a look at your sunrise views. Maureen from Alberton sent in her wonderful morning view of the sun lighting up the sky. Verna from Stickland captured this amazing image of the sky filled with soft tones of pink and violet. Look at that. Subinello from Stellenbosch shared this view while on a morning stroll. We love it. And then we also received Omi from Keymouth captured this phenomenal image of the pillowy clouds across the sky. Just look at those vibrant reds and orange and purples in the sky. Beautiful. Well, if you have a good morning photo to share with us, we would love to see it. Our number is 063-408-8863.
You know, I love sunrise views. In fact, I want to give you a sunrise view of our performer, CCV, who will be performing for you in your Feel Good Breakfast show. Look at that amazing tones of blue and incredible talent for you. Look at that. It's stunning. Amazing. More of those views to come. And, of course, a view of G, who went out to do his bit for the community, along with something very, very special. So he took Omas with him. I'll tell you exactly what that means in the next couple of minutes. So stick with us. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Jacobs 3-in-1, the perfect combination of coffee, milk, and sugar. Jacobs, the magic aroma.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it dialed in. Now, we all wish, and I know this to be true, we wish we could do more, but we don't always know how we can get there or have the means to be able to do that. Now, of course, Mandela Day does open up a platform. It's fast approaching, and we get to reflect on how we can do something for the communities that we live in, for the outreach projects, the NGOs, those community leaders that are giving their time, money, donations, whatever that needs to look like. This is our opportunity.
And I love the fact that you get these people who sometimes even secretly help you make a difference. Maybe you even unknowingly have already. The Secret Love Project is dedicated to helping some of the most vulnerable individuals on the street make their own money, and all by providing them with heart-shaped stickers to sell to motorists, maybe even sold to you recently, and then getting to keep those earnings for themselves to pay for food, toiletries, clothes, or shelter. And we are so lucky to meet the man at the helm of this entire concept.
Yeah, we've got Michael Elia now joining us by, I think, one of his, I would imagine, proudest results of this entire project. Someone who has been plugged into the system, Ramiz Jansen, who is a living testament to how life can change. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Michael, I have a feeling there were a lot of aha moments as you're like, I bought those stickers. I've got that sticker in my car. Like I do, like Carl has. This is incredible. So secret, no one knew what was going on, and you've managed to infiltrate the whole country. So how did this amazing project or movement come about?
So it actually started in 2014. There was something called World Design Capital, and artists were invited to submit projects. And it started as an artwork to subliminally influence people's perceptions with heart stickers.
Wow.
And it subsequently, Ramiz was actually, at the time, he was on the streets outside my studio, and it started with us giving out heart stickers to the homeless, letting them sell them, and letting them benefit from spreading love. And it snowballed from there, and now we have, you know, I think we're on number 714 people are part of the project. Wow. We give out thousands of stickers every month, and we have amazing, really, really amazing stories of transformation. I mean, Ramiz is 3.5 years clean. He has a new scooter. He's got a job. He's my right-hand man in town. We've known each other for 10 years. We're very good friends. So, yeah, there's really amazing things have come. And the nice thing is, I didn't realize this at the time when we started the project, but everyone likes the idea of spreading love.
Yeah.
You know, everyone. So even though, you know, nobody needs heart stickers, but the sellers sell hundreds of thousands of them because people like the idea of spreading love. They like the idea of people who are disadvantaged making their own way, doing their own thing. And although we give the stickers out for free, in order for those people to make money, they have to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
And when they go out and actually put themselves forward, they find jobs, people offer them shelter. There are all these positive effects. Also because the underlying message in that transaction is love. People, when you buy stickers, there's an exchange of love. So the idea with the project is spreading love in the world, and it's a community collaboration that everyone's involved with.
It's an activator. It's one of those short circuits. I love that. That just kind of bends reality to a different agenda, and this time the agenda is love. I absolutely love it.
I love the fact that it's motivating. You're using the psychology of love to build something onto people's perceptions, which is great. If somebody approaching your window at a traffic light, you have that shrug, but when someone's approaching you with love, what happens? You open up to it.
Absolutely, and you know, it's really important. We actually train our sellers every week, and so I see the sellers every single week, and I train them on how to sell. And I tell them that you're not selling a sticker. You're promoting the idea of love. People like the idea of love, and you're selling yourself. So have a big smile. You know, have a good energy. That and the sellers who really embody that, they make a lot of money. I had a seller in Komiki who I put on the project in January. He's made over 35,000 Rand in 5 or 6 months.
My word.
Yeah.
Okay. Ramiz, I've got to ask you. So first of all, congratulations. 3
Thank
years. That ain't no joke, buddy. Congratulations.
And on TV, no house.
Come on.
Yes.
There are so many questions I want to ask you. How much has your life changed over this journey?
Yeah, really a lot, really. Because I gave up on myself. And then when I got introduced to this project, really it boosted my self-esteem. It done so much for me. It brought me with my families and everything. And at the moment, really, this is just not a sticker, you know? It's love. So, yeah.
Don't- hey, if you
know,
start,
but
I'm
you
gonna-
can't start.
No.
No,
If you try, I'm going to try. So just stop it right there.
No, we could. But I think let's tap into there's a golden ticket concept as well. I'd like to know. I mean, I know that you are literally incentivizing this entire process, and yes, we should actually just subscribe to love without any conditions, which is important. But tell me a bit more about this golden ticket.
So the idea with the golden ticket, it's actually under a bigger umbrella concept called the love economy.
Okay.
And what I realize is that people want to help at an individual level, but businesses can also get involved and help and be part of this community betterment. The idea of the golden ticket is that when you support the homeless, you get a golden ticket, and in the golden ticket there are lots of deals that you can redeem at local business. You know, at the aquarium, there's a massage, there's spa treatments, there's a whole lot of different things. And you still pay the same price. You still pay 20 Rand, but you get all these deals. And when you redeem a ticket, you give your golden ticket in, you're then supporting the local business. The local business is supporting us by paying a small advertising fee on this, and everyone's helping each other. So the idea with the love economy is to try and incentivize good deeds until the point that it becomes a cultural norm. And we've gone a bit further with another element of the love economy. Recently, one of our sellers went viral on TikTok for feeding the Egyptian geese at a traffic light.
Yeah.
It went crazy. He was in the newspapers, etc. And what after that, somebody else sent me a mail about something else that our sellers had done that were good, inspired by Clive. Then I thought, hold on, let's create an award for the sellers.
Yeah.
So we've created an incentivized reward. It's called the Clive Boyson Golden Goose Awards.
Okay, love it.
And
have you got the goose? Yeah.
So the idea is we've taken 1,000 Rand. I told all the sellers, go and do something good in the community. Get the community member to write in and let me verify it, and I will give you. If there's only one of you, you'll get the 1,000. If not, we'll divide it. Yeah. And we had 4 amazing entries. One of our guys, Wayne Brander, he, unbeknownst to me, he actually helps at Fat Cactus, the restaurant. Sure. Every single night, he makes sure that the staff get safely to their cars. The other night, a patron's phone was stolen. Wayne ran after him, tackled him, got the phone back. So he was one of the recipients. Another guy, Robin, was selling Hearts at the Gardens, and a bus with some deaf kids broke down and their battery was flat. He went and arranged for CCID to come with a battery, etc. And there were other stories like that. So, so now every week, I'm like, guys, don't forget Golden Goose. Let's go. Do something good in the community and you get rewarded. And everyone's keen.
And I think the reward of that connection, as you say, to be able to connect with the potential of getting a new job, of being able to reconnect with your family again.
Absolutely.
This is addressing a disconnect in this country that is so vast.
Yes.
But it starts with individuals. You can't do it en masse. It needs to be one person's life change. So, Ramiz, congratulations once again on the incredible personal feats, but also being a part of this. Michael, we love you, guy. And also, I think I've got a sucker's face for these Scudder stickers. I must be, because I've got 3,000 of them sitting in my car right now. It's time for me to get my golden ticket, I think.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot to our guests. Of course, let's spread some more love with Zoe.
We love spreading the love, and one of the most profound lessons in life is realizing that the smallest gestures, it really brings us the most joy. And a friendly smile from a stranger, a helping hand, or even a spontaneous call from a loved one can certainly do that. Now, Graham recently took to the streets and encouraged random strangers to connect with their loved ones in the most spontaneous ways. And let me tell you, you're about to feel all the feels.
Apart from the fact that they are, of course, delicious and everyone has their favorite flavor, for me, the best thing about an Omar Rusk, you get to share them and make connections. So I'm going to take that spirit of generosity to the next level today, and I'm going to go spread some love on the prom. Let's go make some connections. Now, I like to think I can spot a rusk lover from a mile away, and I think I've spotted just the people I'm going to ambush first to hopefully make that connection. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry to pull you out of whatever beautiful family moment was happening there. I'm not saying that I'm ambushing you because you're the only people on the promenade, but you are kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. I work for the most amazing show called Expresso, which goes out on SABC3 in the mornings, and we're on a mission to help people connect with the people that they love. This might be a silly question. Do you love rusks?
Yes!
Not as much as me. I've got a coveted box of Omar rusks here, and I'm willing to trade this away if one of you is willing to make a phone call and connect with someone that you love and just let them know how you feel. We love the notion of generosity. So just like I would share my box of Omar rusks with the people I love, I'm gonna give you this one, but there's a deal I'm gonna put on the table. I need one of you to phone someone that you love, and it doesn't have to be a big thing, just to let them know that you see them, you hear them, and you appreciate them. Is there someone in your life that you'd like to just send a bit of love, appreciation, a bit of gratitude to?
My dad.
You got the phone out already, you're ready to connect? I love that.
Yeah, I think we can call Gran.
Yeah.
Granny.
Oh, didn't even need to ask that question. That's beautiful.
Hi, Granny.
Hello, my darling.
Hi, Granny.
How are you guys?
Okay, thanks, and you. We love you.
I just thought I'd call you. No, I thought I'd call you to tell you that I love you.
I just wanted to say I love you so much, and you are the best Gran in the world.
Love you, Granny. Love you, Granny.
And I appreciate you.
Because I just think you're the best. You're the best Omar in the world.
Well, I don't know what I've done to deserve that, but never mind.
Oh, and I love you as well. This is Graham from Expresso.
You bring down dirty t-shirt, dirty pants, because you're going to do some work.
I'm always doing maintenance around the house.
Yay! Oh, man,
Thank you, Granny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Graham.
You guys enjoy yourselves.
Yay! Oh, man, can I give you a hug? That was awesome. That was absolutely beautiful. That's yours. You have earned that through and through. You have an amazing family and generations below you. So well done, Omar. Oh, that was like the most real conversation we have had. I love that. I'm sorry you're going to be put to work, bro. Are you going to allow him to have any of the risks?
No.
She wants me to lose weight.
Who's the most responsible person here? Who? Oh, I had a feeling you'd say that. These are yours. Well done. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing some love and generosity. It goes a long, long way. So make sure you do that every day. And remember to do that with Mama as well, hey? Because parents need a little validation and a pat on the back from time to time. Evie, thank you for being so well behaved. You guys are amazing. After our experiences today, what are we waiting for? Don't wait on calling, on connecting with those people that you love. In fact, pick up your phone right now, phone them, send them a message, or better yet, grab your own box of Omar rusks and show up at their door and show them some generosity. I'm gonna take this home right now and give it to Linz, but whatever you do, show some love to the people that care about you the most. They deserve our appreciation. Thank you, Omar.
You know, it's quite funny. The whole morning we've been saying, Graham's been going out with some Omars to surprise people. I was expecting a couple of grannies.
Wait for the later insert. You'll see what me and the Omars got up to later. No, I've got to say, normally these things we've got to like reverse engineer to get like a polished product. Every one of those conversations was so real and authentic. The love, the connections, the bonds, and no one was terrified to do it. Normally people are like, oh, I don't want to get personal. So to all of the amazing people that we were able to spread a little love through, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Well, listen, we want to keep the love and generosity flowing. So enter this week's Omar Rusks competition and simply tell us, what is the most generous thing anyone has ever done for you? You can share your story with us on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages using hashtag #MoreThanARusk, and one lucky person will win a very generous 2,000 Rand and an Oma Rusks hamper. There are some T's and C's that can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Good luck.
There is more in every dip with Oma Rusks.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for rejoining what has been the most rewarding conversation this morning. So let's take a health turn and add to that. Making a list from must-haves to the least important makes life a little bit easier. Sometimes you've got to prioritize, but how do you know when something is an essential or not, especially when it comes to treating your health at home? Well, here to discuss some winter health essentials when medical aid has been exhausted, I think a lot of people just suddenly looked up, are pharmacists from Takai Health Pharmacy, Marit Reynolds and Vilmay Labuschagne. Guys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us so early.
Thank you. Well, Vilmay, I'm going to jump straight in and ask you the first question. Let's go back to basics. How do colds and flu spread?
So the flu and the common cold are both contagious respiratory illnesses that is caused by a virus. The flu is caused by the influenza virus and the cold by several other viruses like the parainfluenza virus or the rhinovirus. The flu is actually more intense and starts more abruptly than the common cold.
Wow.
But both these infections spread through respiratory droplets. So
if you cough or sneeze, these germ-filled droplets spread into the air and somebody else can breathe it in, or it lands onto surfaces and somebody else touches it, and then they touch their mouth or nose or eyes and they will get infected. So you actually can't catch the cold by walking outside in the winter without your coat or with your wet hair.
Yeah, it's not that, okay.
You can just get infected by the virus itself.
Yeah, you would have thought COVID would have taught us that, but I know we find it difficult to take these on board. Marette, obviously you live in that space where people are coming for help because they feel absolutely awful. How important is it to get in there at the right time in terms of getting the right treatment and finding the right treatment for what's going on?
So colds and flu typically last about a week or two and then clear up by itself. So symptoms can be managed effectively with home remedies and over-the-counter medications. And there are antiviral treatments that are effective, which your doctor will prescribe if they are needed.
If it's needed, yeah.
Antibiotics do not treat colds and flu. And they should only be used if you have a secondary infection. And that you will know if you stay sick for longer than a week and your symptoms aren't starting to get better, you might have a bacterial infection, and then you need antibiotics. Yes.
It does feel like there is a tendency for parents, not just the medical kind of fraternity, but for parents are like, oh, must be, get antibiotics, and then we feel better about ourselves as parents. Not necessarily what's needed. Yeah.
Not at all.
Yes.
Well, let's quickly unpack. I know a lot of South Africans probably don't have medical aid, and then there are who have medical aid, but it might be exhausted, so they have nothing left in their medical aid savings. What do we, Vilmay, do in that case when we go to the pharmacy and we ask you for what can I stock up on to make sure that I can get through this even though there's no money in the bank?
Okay, so yeah, it's quite nice to know that you can just only treat the symptoms, like Marette just mentioned, that it can't be treated with antibiotics or anything like that because it is a viral infection. So supplements that you can use is like vitamin C and zinc, vitamin D or echinacea. You can get this from your local pharmacy. You can get it in tablet or syrup form for your kids. But if you don't have access to your medical aid, being exhausted or whatever the reason might be, you can actually get these supplements in through your daily diet as well. So vitamin C you can get in your seasonal fruits like your oranges or strawberries or kiwis, and zinc through your lentils and beef, and vitamin D, just go for a walk in the sun in your lunch break.
Yeah, hopefully today we'll play a game, but yeah, no, we often forget that we are built out of the system that we exist in, and if you feed good things, good information, good nutrients into that system, then it improves. We start balancing out. That being said, you talk about kind of having to shift gears if we've remained sick for too long. How do we know that we're getting it right and that the medication we're taking is working? And how does that look when we start coming out of, and I'm not talking about man flu, which I know is far worse than everything else, but in the normal kind of life cycle of being sick?
So since the medication that you're taking are treating your symptoms, as soon as the fever subsides or if your runny nose clears up, you can stop taking the items that you're taking for those specific symptoms. Okay. But the other essentials that Vilmay mentioned, like your vitamins and your immune boosters, you can continue taking that throughout the winter season, especially if you know that you are prone to getting colds and flu. You can continue taking that throughout the season to make sure that you stay healthy.
And just keep topping up. And if you've got a 3 or 4-year-old that's going to creche every day and bringing those little nasties back home, is all I'm going to say. Ladies, thank you so much for doing this every day for the people that you serve, but thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone to join us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mzansi. You get to enjoy us for something fantastic, which is an opportunity to meet one of these talented performers and nominated for Artist of the Year at the Summers last year. Her unique sound takes inspiration from the 80s pop, sonic synth as well. But, I mean, to be fair, I feel like the creativity guides the genre in this case. She's here to tell us a bit more about her new EP, This Wasteland. And the music video for her single is called Holiday. I would like to introduce you to somebody who, if it was an email, I would CC you and tell you that it's CCV. on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. That's CCV. That's it. There we go. Hi, CCV.
Hey, good to be here.
It's great to see you once again. I'm very excited about this Wasteland, the EP. I hope you are.
Yes, I am, definitely.
Okay, so tell me about the singles so far. I mean, you dropped like Wishes and Funeral for the World, you know, and the EP itself. Are you happy with the reception thus far?
Yes, it's been a really good reception so far, and it's been a long build-up towards the actual release. So it's like exciting to finally just have it out and hear all the new songs. I'm always so excited for people to hear the new songs. Like I wish I could release it all at once, but there's always, you know, you got to wait. But it's been a really great couple of days since release day.
So when I hear an album called This Wasteland, naturally my first opinion is that there's something about it that is quite deep, steeped in feelings, possibly mental health struggles, struggles with oneself, struggles with love, whatever that may be. Am I accurate with regard to just capturing what This Wasteland is all about? And why would you have used this EP as a platform to express?
So pretty much you on point.
Am I on point?
Yes, you're on point there. So it's a bit of a conceptual kind of theme that we went for this EP, where the wasteland kind of represents this like feeling of emptiness that you experience after like a heartbreak, or just kind of with the state of the world, because it's been a harsh few years, or just if you're struggling with your mental health, it can kind of you know, every person I think can find something that they can relate to within it. And I mean, basically the songs themselves kind of have this like underlying sort of sci-fi theme sometimes in some of the lyrics, like Shooting Stars or Funeral for the World, and you can hear that in like the synth wave kind of sound and some of that. So we just thought it just fits this whole theme, and it's almost like this little miniature world, this EP. So you're in this wasteland. You know, the only way to get out is to keep moving forward. That's kind of the overall message of it. And you got to go through there, but you will get out if you just keep moving forward.
Okay, wow. I mean, it's a bit of Mad Max in there as well, but I love the concept, This Wasteland. So I'm looking forward to this song. And I do want to just give props to your drummer, because I love the band. Johan is at the back here. He's going to be backing up with some amazing drum vibes. So here we go. CCV on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is called This Wasteland.
Speeds up the midnight highway. You put your head out of the window, looking up at the sky. You see a shooting star fly by, and you make a wish, but you don't. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Will your wishes, your wishes come true? Will your wishes, your wishes come true? I don't have the liberty of waiting. You don't have anyone to save you. Pretty good.
CCV. Wishes, amazing. And of course, grab that EP, This Wasteland. Track through it is absolutely beautiful. And also, well done to Johan on the drums. There are more performances coming up with CCV and your Feel Good Breakfast Show, so stay right there.
Stand your best chance of beating colds and flu this winter and being one of 2 winners of 5,000 Rand each with Carenza Para-C. To find out how the triple effect of Carenza Para-C makes it an essential on your shopping list this winter and how you can win 5,000 Rand in cash, catch Expresso from the 3rd to the 12th of July and manage cold and flu symptoms this season. Simply reply to the competition posts on the Expresso social media pages using hashtag Carenza Para-C and hashtag BeatWinterFlu. T's and C's apply.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on S3, and it's time for us to fill our coffee cups and hit pause.
Yay. It's time to hit pause with Jacobs.
Bonjour indeed. But you know what? This morning we are keeping it classic with Jacobs Instant Range, but also we are adding a little bit of fanciness to it by drinking the brand new Origins range, the Southeast Asia blend. What do you think of this delicious blend?
Beautiful, not too heavy on the palate. It's a perfect kind of ease into the day kind of a coffee for me. I love it. You've got a strong flavor, but it's not overpowering.
There's something different to it when you know, the aftertaste.
There's something about it. I think that there's almost like a latent aroma of some spices, though, cascading through a boldness of the flavor that really coats the tongue in what is pleasurable experiences.
And it gives Wasty like a fountain of words. Like he just
A
takes one
smorgasbord
stuff
of
and
terms.
it's
In the morning, I'm sorry.
I'm just picturing glitter and fancy words coming out of your mouth.
I'm just waiting for the two of you to burst out crying. Just calm down, everybody. Oh, man.
Well, listen, today we are going to talk all about the small acts of kindness that we can do and how these small moments always tend to have a bigger impact. So I've got two questions for the table. Are you ready?
All right.
Question one, what are the small things that strangers do that put a smile on your face?
Oh, it's tough. You know?
First and foremost, they use hazards when they're saying thank you when you give them a show in traffic. There's something about that. I'll be honest, when it doesn't happen, I almost feel a bit let down.
Yeah.
And then I have to say, like, stop being so
Manage your
like,
expectations.
Yes, just do that. But when they say thank you, I love it.
Oh, I flipped them the bird under the steering
do you?
wheel. No, no, they don't see it.
Yeah.
Though. They don't see it. Though.
It's a quiet
Your eyes tell the tale. Your eyes tell the tale. Now, I'm with you there, because
Right.
I try to spread a lot of love through my driving habits, and when it's not reciprocated, you're like, come on, man. You just had one job. No, I think in honouring the theme of today, what I love is watching young street kids looking after each other in such a hectic space, how they will form this brotherhood. And you'll catch these moments where a bigger kid will take a younger kid, and you think it's got to be the harshest, most difficult situation that any young person can exist in, and they're looking after each other. And that I absolutely love, because that narrative is playing out just about on every street corner in South Africa, which is big.
And if I may answer this question myself as well, I think I love that chivalry is not dead. Like having someone where I'm unloading gas canisters to refill, and they're like, no, 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 let me help you. It really means so much when someone helps you with small things like that. Naturally, I can't carry the gas canisters. And just to have a gentleman be like, hey, I'll help you or assist you with that, or keep the door open.
Old school,
it really means so much. It's such a special notion. But I did say, I have two questions. So my second question to you is, what is one way you think you can bring some kindness into the world every single day?
I'm going to jump right on that, because this is something that I try to consciously get my kids to understand through my actions. It's respect. If you show someone, regardless, I'll say, you can lose my respect after I've met you, but I'm going to treat you with respect once I make that connection with you. And I think that, for me, is such an empowering thing. It doesn't, you don't have to give money, you don't have to give anything in that exchange. But if you show someone respect, how that person views themselves changes. And that, for me, is like the starting point, because it starts with emotion, then thought, then action, hey?
There we go.
Not the other way around.
There we
So
go.
that, for me, if I can get my kids to action that within themselves, I think I'm winning.
I like to provide words of affirmation, but unsolicited words of affirmation. I think sometimes people don't recognize the small things that they are doing. And what you want to do is give them as much affirmation as possible. There could be somebody who did something a little different that day. I'd like noticing small things and actually saying, hey, can I give you a little compliment there? I think those words of affirmation really allows for more gratitude in somebody's life. And I think that, to quote Michael J. Fox in a recent interview, you know, with gratitude, positivity is sustainable. And I love that concept.
It's the energy that fuels that completely, dude. So thank you for all those little moments, Brew. Thank you, man.
I hope you,
You're very good at that.
I hope you noticed it. Thank you. Bro. Very, very good at that.
We do indeed. Oh, for me, it's just, I'm going to answer this question as well. I think it's just showing people compassion.
Yeah.
Putting yourself perhaps in their shoes. Maybe they're having a bad day. Give people the benefit of the doubt. I think that can also go a long way.
Oh, man, guys, our glass is half full this morning, man. Sure. Which means we've got to drink up, all right?
We need to drink up, and I encourage you to get out today and really be intentional about spreading kindness and love wherever you can. And one way you can start right now is simply hitting pause and making yourself or your loved one the perfect cup of coffee, because nothing is really better than that.
Introducing new Jacob's Origins. For those who recognize the authentic taste and aroma from Latin America and Southeast Asia. Magical Jacob's Aroma.
Oh, well, this morning on social media, we asked you, some great questions to be part of our conversation. And viewers have given us a shout out to any initiatives helping to uplift the community. So let's take a look at the comments that's come through.
Let's see. All right, we've got Natalie weighing in. The Etafeni Centre has been doing wonderful work in their community. Yep, they proved that this morning. Stephanie Kilroe would be proud to see how they have evolved. We certainly echo that. Yeah.
And then Tertius Ari saying, Meals on Wheels. I know this one. They've been a great help in our Atlantis community with the 7 Days Church, helping elderly and also the needy.
Oh, I love that. Let's see what else. Paul says, the Hope Exchange in Ruland Street, Cape Town, do great work helping the homeless. And Kezia says, helping those in need for helping the needy. I love that.
Yeah, man, just send the props and the gratitude all around. I think the crazy thing is we've heard it referred to as the economy of love or the love economy. There are things, elements, emotions that transcend everyday reality. And this is what we need to dip into, especially approaching Mandela Day. On Mandela Month, it's about thinking what you can do, not just on that day, but every day. We'll see you after this.
Bespoke.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Trigger warning, trigger warning. I'm speaking from my own perspective. We've been focusing on giving back this morning, and we love that notion. But while it's always great to give back to those less fortunate, we always need to ensure that the intention behind that act is correct, that we're doing it for the right reasons. Now, add social media into the mix, and intentions may get just a little blurred. Take a look at this.
Hey, you seem hungry, so I thought that you might want my leftovers. Here, could you just hold that really quick while I put us on my story? Oh, and try and look a little more grateful. Thanks. Bought this homeless man's dinner tonight. Heart. Hashtag the gift of giving. Can you stop looking at me?
Can we not do that?
Look, I think she's trying to prove a point,
Yes, she
clearly,
is, yeah.
which is great. Carlito, how does that make you feel, bud? I mentioned a trigger warning. This is kind of multi-layered.
You know, it triggers me in a different type of way because I think about the power of social media. Social media can really bring attention to an organization and also support because your credibility as somebody who is an influencer can actually help an organization. However, if your intention is just to show people, hey, you know what, I am a giving person, look at me, I'm doing...
Or because that's the algorithm that's winning today, let's pretend to give something away.
So that's why when I see that, I know what the point, because I see it all the time, and I think we all do. We see that people watch me as I walk, and I look at the people that they are serving this food to, whatever, and I think about, have they consented to them being in the video of you ladling the soup kitchen, you saying this? And also, were you there for 2 minutes to shoot the video, then you're going to leave? I mean, that's what I worry about and that I see quite often on social media.
I see that too, and I think for me, you know, it's quite a frustrating thing when individuals, and I'm not just saying influencers, but you get some people that literally just do it for the sake of showing what they've done. And I've always said this, those good deeds need to be done without the world needing to know online. And a platform like Mandela Day is actually the perfect day to highlight the good that you do, but for the rest of the year, continue doing that good. And I think it has a bigger impact when it's not posted online.
Influence first impact. Okay, and you don't have to be big. You don't have to feed 1 million kids. You can just feed one and change their life, and that feeds into a shift in the system. We've seen it on the biggest level of corporate social investment, where a company will get a new system in, so they're going to replace all their computers. They'll donate all of their computers to a beautiful school in a disadvantaged community, and it'll be this wonderful story. There's not one plug point in that school. Chirp, chirp, who's that been done for? So this doesn't just play out with influencers, it plays out on the highest level. So let's reframe this and think a little bit more about what that motivation needs to be. So I would make the suggestion, share or give something that has meaning to you. Something that has that emotional anchor within you because you know it matters to you, so you give it to someone else. This is something that you've been teaching me, and maybe you and I need to employ this in the traffic, is give without expecting anything in return. Why is this, from your psychological background, why is it so important to cross that bridge?
Because everything is driven by intention. In fact, purpose is driven by intention, intention driven by purpose. And I think that if your intention is the foundation of any sort of action, then what you need to do is know the intention is pure. My intention is to feed somebody, and to make sure they are going to continue to get fed, for an instance. If that is indeed the case, then I'll take whatever measures possible and whatever means I have, whatever resource I can gather to make sure that intention is fulfilled. However, if my intention is to show people that I like feeding people, then that is my small fuse of an intention. It's going to burn out very quickly.
For sure. Well, it's
and that's how it
gratuitous. Yeah, for sure. I get that. I would also throw in there on this level of authenticity, consider the benefits and embrace gratitude. You can start with something small, and maybe this is where we can all jump on board for Mandela Day, is support a cause you believe in. Because believe it or not, we all want to see the world improve. We want to improve lives around us, and there are organizations that make it their full-time job. It's your full-time job to go cook us something and get those news duties in, and of course work while we continue to ponder these things. So Carl, thank you so much for weighing in on this conversation. But I think ultimately Mandela Day gives us an opportunity to get behind those NGOs, those movements that are affecting this kind of change every single day. So find your organization, find your purpose, and go and action it.
My purpose right now is to give you the final news report in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's go straight into it. Now, let's start nationally. The Road Freight Association says the latest incidents in which 6 trucks were set alight on Saturday night on the N3 at Van Rieden's Pass is a coordinated attack on the road freight industry. The association says both the place where the attack took place and time were chosen to cause the greatest possible disruption. The police in KwaZulu-Natal said an armed gang forced the truck drivers to stop, after which the vehicles were torched. The N3 is open to traffic again. Now, staying in South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa has warned the so-called construction mafia and zamazamas that they will feel the might of the law. Among the 17 people who died in a toxic gas leak in Boksburg last week, at least 5 were illegal miners. Ramaphosa says all spheres of government are working together to clamp down on illegal activities in the mining and construction sectors. The country has experienced a number of construction delays due to attempts by certain groups to extort a percentage of the construction project fees. On to international news. At least 1 person is dead and 10 migrants are missing after a boat capsized off the coast of Tunisia. The migrants were attempting to cross the Mediterranean Sea to Italy. Tunisia is facing a huge migrant crisis and has replaced Libya as the main departure point for the migrants. More than 600 people have already lost their lives in the first half of the year in attempts to reach Europe. Security measures have meanwhile been tightened in Lithuanian capital of Vilnius with a view to the NATO meeting taking place there this week. 16 NATO member states have sent about 1,000 soldiers to the city to secure the summit. Vilnius is some 150 kilometers from Russia. The NATO countries have also provided advanced security of the airspace because the Baltic states, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania do not have this capability. The 3 countries were formerly part of the USSR, but since 2004 are part of the European Union as well as NATO. And a feel-good story to wrap things up. A 62-year-old athlete from Mashashane village in Limpopo has started a 756-kilometer walk as part of Nelson Mandela Day month. Malasela Makonyama's long walk from Polokwane to Musina and back to Polokwane will last 14 days. His long walk is known as the Centenary Walk for Tata. He wants to hit 3 birds with 1 stone as his walk is part of Mandela Month celebrations, awareness against social ills such as gender-based violence, and also to raise funds to build a sports complex in his hometown of Mashashane. Mokonyame will finalize his walk on the late president's birthday, which is, of course, on the 18th of July. But, of course, this fit, amazing 62-year-old, we wish you the best of luck, and we'd love to grab an interview with you when you're done on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. That's it for the news desk. Thank you so much for making sure that we are fulfilled and enlightened, just like G is about to enlighten you about the rugby news and, of course, Dricus du Plessis this weekend. Absolutely sensational.
Yep, Dricus did his part in capping a stellar South African sporting weekend, beating Robert Whittaker in that incredible encounter in the UFC. Let's start with the rugby, though, and the Springboks started their Castle Lager Rugby Championship on the perfect note. They beat Australia with a bonus point victory, 43-12. So the Boks were leading 17-5 at the break and looked strong, but in the second half, they raced away when the Wallabies conceded 2 penalty tries as they reverted to, well, pretty much anything that they could do, including illegal tactics to try and stem the green and gold onslaught. Part of that, 3 tries by local hero Kurt Lee Arendse. That also earned him the man of the match gong. Meanwhile, the junior Boks sadly suffered heartbreak in their under-20 championship semi-final, ultimately losing 31-12 to a very strong Ireland in those semis. Now let's head over to the UK, where England have kept their Ashes hopes alive by beating Australia by 3 wickets in their 3rd Ashes test. So needing 224 more runs at the start of day 4 seemed like a more than gettable total to secure the win to stop Australia retaining the Ashes with 2 matches still to spare. Harry Brook hitting a superb 75, but ultimately it was left up to bowlers Chris Wokes and Mark Wood to drag the hosts over the line, and they did it. Wokes hitting 32 not out at the back end, but Wood also was named player of the match there for his 7 wickets in that game to boot. Now we go to the different grass courts. Now, world number 1, Iga Swiatek. She lived to fight another day after clawing her way back from a set down and saving 2 match points before beating Olympic champion Belinda Bencic 6-7, 7-6 and 6-3 to reach her first ever Wimbledon quarterfinals. Then Jessica Pegula, Marketa Vondrousova and the 16-year-old phenom Mira Andreeva playing in just her first senior grass court tournament also advancing. Then in the men's draw, Andrei Rublev held his nerve to beat Alexander Bublik in a 5-set thriller to reach his first Wimbledon quarterfinal. What a test. 7-5, 6-3, 6-7, 6-7 and 6-4 for the win there. And elsewhere, Yannick Sinner is also through. Well, a bit of a shock. Denis Shapovalov, he was eliminated. Now, the tail of the tape as we hit Formula 1. Oh, there's no stopping him now. Max Verstappen won the British Grand Prix on Sunday as Red Bull stayed unbeaten for the Formula 1 season and now equaled McLaren's 1988 record of 11 victories in a row. Speaking of which, McLaren's Lando Norris, he finished second in front of a 160,000-strong home crowd at Silverstone with his fellow Briton and 7 times world champion, of course, having to make it onto the podium. Lewis Hamilton was third for Mercedes after starting 7th. The double world champion also took the fastest lap to surge 99 points clear of his closest rival and teammate, of course, Sergio Perez, who's been doing great work in his support, finishing 6th after starting 15th on the grid. Well, that's where we leave our sporting highlights for this Monday morning. The road's now properly woken up. Zozo's going to get you to work safely.
Well, let's take a look at your traffic. Starting off in Sandton, Johannesburg, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N1 southbound before Rivonia Road. 2 lanes are now closed. Please approach with caution. And in the Eastern Cape, it is snowing on the N6 route. This is at Panhoek Pass in the Stormberg Mountains. Please try and avoid using these roads, and please be safe if you have to use them. And in Mpumalanga, it is freezing outside. A viewer shared this image before driving to work, and it's currently -7 degrees Celsius. Please dress accordingly, stay warm, and be safe on the roads. Well, that is your traffic update. Let's get into your weather. And among the several weather warnings from the SA Weather Service is an orange level 6-1 for disruptive snow that could result in major mountain passes being closed, communities isolated, and loss of livestock in the Chris Hani District Municipality and the Senqu, the Iundini, the Matitile, Umzimvuba, Raymond Mhlaba, Dr. Bayers Nodia, that's the Graaf Reinet area's local municipalities. A warning was also issued for disruptive snow leading to dangerous driving conditions and isolated loss of vulnerable livestock over the Dr. Bayers Nodia, that's excluding Graaf Reinet area, Kokama, Amahlati, Mhlonto, and Ntabankulu local municipalities, as well as parts of eTukela, Umgungundlovu, and Harry Gwala districts in KwaZulu-Natal. Meanwhile, Electricity Minister Jacinto Ramakopa has said it's unlikely its plummeting temperatures will impact on the severity of load shedding. There's enough leeway in the system to deal with peak weather patterns, he said. Well, let's get into those patterns and temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, your low is 1, your high 14. Mbombela, rainy with a low of 10, a high of 14. Pretoria, 2, reaching a high of 13. Johannesburg, 0, with a high of 10 degrees Celsius. Mahikeng, brace yourself, your low is -2, your high 14. Klerksdorp, -3 with a high of 12. If you're in Kimberley, your low is -5 with a high of 12. And Bloemfontein, your low is -7, your high 12 degrees Celsius. A rainy day in KwaZulu-Natal, Richards Bay, 11 with a high of 14. Pietermaritzburg, 3, reaching a high of 10. Wet and cold in Durban, 12 with a high of 15. Mthatha, 0, reaching a high of 12. East London, 9-15, rainy conditions in Craddock, -2 with a high of 10. Gqeberha, your low is 8, your high 16. George, 4, reaching a high of 13. If you're in Cape Town, 6 is your low, 16 your high. If you're in Worcester, 4, in fact 2 with a high of 16. Sutherland, -4, reaching a high of 9. And if you're in Uppington, a low of -2 and a high of 16 degrees Celsius can be expected. Well, those are your temperatures. Please dress warm and stay safe. And let's quickly take a final look at your sunrise views. Sydney Scott from Port Alfred shared her morning view with us. The sun is on the rise and is absolutely beautiful. Tace from Cape Town captured this magnificent photo of the ocean, the birds freely flying above. Absolutely amazing. Cordelia Miller from Cape Town sent through her morning view, and what a great one that is, of Lion's Head. Prakash from Durban South Beach also shared an amazing view from the beach. Just look at those clouds, absolutely beautiful. Enjoy that stroll in Mother Nature, and if you are out and about and want to share your good morning photo with us, we would love to see your sunrise view. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Now, in light of the fact that 3 out of 4 South Africans, the month is longer than the money, yes, there is a real pressure at the end of the month for so many people. We're going to get practical with some tips of how you can stretch that budget out. Then we're going to hop back into the kitchen. We have got a boerewors breadie on the way with the most delicious creamy mash. Yes, that's got the stomach juices going. We're going to delve in just a moment. And of course, we're going to be supercharged for the final hour of the show. Enjoy. Needed that.
Making an iced cappuccino with thick creamy froth is now impressively easy. Jacobs.
Hey, what's that?
This is Octifex, a new accessible platform to trade Forex on global markets.
Cool. What's a Forex?
It's short for foreign exchange, trading currencies.
Buy low, sell high. Score points, right?
Exactly.
What's leverage?
It's like you got cool friends. They vouch for you, and you can trade it big.
Precisely.
So basically, it's an app where you learn and trade, and it's safe, and it looks good.
That about sums it up here. Octifex, trading made clear.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we talk finances. Now, recent statistics report that 76% of South Africans run out of money before month end. Wow, that is sobering. Now, with drastic numbers like this, a drastic change, a shift is needed. And here to provide us with some much-needed financial wisdom is Executive of Financial Management at Nedbank and now a good friend of ours on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Vanisha Palani. Thank you so much for joining us and looking spectacularly Nedbank today. I love it. This is a tough one to broach because it comes with a bitter pill to swallow, and I'm sure this is a big motivation for what you and your organization do, is you need to empower this market that is clearly not empowered at the moment. We talk about saving and we talk about investing, and it's almost like one seems to happen at the expense of the other. How do we get this right? Where should our focus be when it comes to investing and saving? What are the differences and how should we work our kind of financial plan around that?
Yeah, you know, when we talk about the economic situation, we really, understand consumers are under pressure. When we talk about saving and investing, they're really not hugely different. They're one and the same. When we look at savings, you really think about something that's more short-term, a short-term goal. Investing is considered more long-term goal. Both, you'd consider in terms of having a diversified portfolio and doing both. You want to consider what products and services you use, the interest rate that you get on that, and the levels of return. And of course, that comes with risk. But very much when we look at the savings and investments, you have to think about the environment that you're operating in as well. We talk about the strain in the economy, the strain on the consumer in that, and trying to make ends meet. So your savings and investing really has to be quite a personal thing for you and based on your individual situation.
It's got to be able to fly. Absolutely. Great idea, great notion, that's cool, but it can also reinforce the negative if you don't get it right. And there's something that will break you down if you're constantly not or falling short from that goal. But that being said, I think a lot of people are like, I'm nowhere near investing or saving because I'm not getting through the month. I don't have enough to be able to make it work. What advice do you have? Because you have to do it in your own life. It's not like just within your job you're thinking a lot about this, but everybody right now is feeling the pressure. How do we make the little that we have extend to the end of the month?
Absolutely. When we talk about a tough economic environment, right, we see inflation. We see rising interest rates, which make it really difficult for people to service their debt.
Yeah.
So with that said, you look at increasing utility fees, increasing food costs. So all of that puts pressure, and when you look at the hints and tips, sometimes people say, look, they cannot invest, they don't have enough money to stretch till the end of the month. And it can seem like an overwhelming task. My first bit of advice is start with something small. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of money.
Not a mountain.
It doesn't have to be thousands, whatever. You can start with 5 Rand, 10 Rand, or even with one of our products like a 32-day investment, you can start with just as little as 250. So start with something. Now that comes with being able to budget, understanding where you can start. You need to really have a budget. Know what you're spending versus what you're earning and manage that. Try to cut back something. I can still remember when I got my first job and I was still, trying to manage my household, but also studying. I literally parked my car in the garage and took a bus tour and saved that money. So it's really about just being very conscious about what you can do, budget and cut back. Then, like I've said, choose the right products and services. Get that money to go further for you. Not just, sit there and not earn any interest. So let it be active and get that compounded interest. Absolutely. Then, of course, we say, as that money is working harder for you, how do you start saving and in other things that you do? So your day-to-day banking can be, savings. We've just launched the My Goals product set, which you can really get great transactional products for 0 monthly maintenance fee and really value for day-to-day things you're doing.
Stuff you need, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, stuff you need. So there are definitely some simple things that you can do.
I love the fact that it does start with getting real, and that's where the budget is. Please don't go anywhere. We've got many, many more questions to ask as we do a deep dive into the economic state that most South Africans, 3 out of 4 in fact, are living right now. There is not enough to go around, but there are ways that you can push back. It's never too late to start saving, even if it's just a small amount, and with enough discipline and dedication, every cent saved is a step towards financial freedom. So stay with us, because Venetia ain't going nowhere. We're going to take a look at some of those savings vehicles that might fit your season of life. And just because you're entering into a new, older season of life doesn't mean that there isn't an account or a vehicle that is ideal for your phase of life. Stick around.
Thank you, G. Well, listen, this morning for our Good Morning Post, we actually asked you, because based on these stats, 3 in 4 South Africans run out of money come end of the month. And we wanted to know from you, how do you make your money stretch before payday?
It's a very, very good question, but thank you, because we're going to take some of these ideas. We need them.
We do.
There we go. Fazim Khan saying, I do a 4-week budget plan and use only that amount of money each week. Also ensure you cook your meat, chicken and fish with vegetables and rice. This way the meals last longer, and keep your eye open for sales. And of course, don't buy items that's not on sale.
Oh,
hey!
I'm here for sales. I stocked up on coffee and washing powder just last week.
There we go.
There we go. Elsa B says, skip unnecessary expenses, buy high-priced items only if on special, and coffee, cheese, washing powder, it saves money for something else. And if you buy certain things in bulk and you're savvy with how you save it, that's also a great way to save on some money.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much. In fact, real Sipo Zata saying, for me as a self-employed person with no specific payday, all I do is multitasking. If I have no clients to train in my motorcycle business, I sell chickens that I'm breeding at home with my son assisting at our mini smoker shop.
Oh, very smart and a true hustler. That is absolutely incredible. Wasty, for you, what are some of those things that you do to make sure you have enough money to stretch before payday?
I think I shared this with you, but there was a great saying that when it comes to fruit and veg, buy in season and buy your fashion out of season.
Oh, I love
that. Way
that.
they are always discounted, which I love.
There we go. We'll continue to also share with us. We would love to hear your thoughts. Perhaps you would love to send a voice note. Our number is 063-408-8863.
Or maybe our guest has a bit of an idea, because I think that's the authority on budgeting. Any ideas?
Absolutely. I love what the viewers are saying. Some great ideas. I've learned a lot, but I think definitely having that second income, that side hustle is probably really important to grow your income.
Side hustle, huh?
All about that side hustle. Oh, incredible. Well, thank you so much. Of course, we're going to talk more money matters after the break, so stay tuned.
Watch South Africa versus Scotland live in France in a once-in-a-lifetime rugby experience brought to you by Clover. Catch the Box in rugby's ultimate showpiece, hosted by Springbok legend Skulk Burger. 5 lucky winners and their partners will be winging their way to France. Plus, take a cruise to the Mediterranean island paradise of Ibiza. Buy any Clover product to enter. Watch Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more information on how you can win.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue our financial discussion. This morning, we are taking a hard look at our finances. It's been recently reported that up to 76% of South Africans, that's 3 out of 4 basically, are running out of money before month end. And Vanisha Palani, Executive of Financial Management at Nedbank, now joins us again to help us navigate these tricky waters and just give us a little bit of maybe some insight on how we can utilize the ecosystem in the right kind of way. It's terrifying, 76%. That scares me. It's almost too much. It feels like critical mass. In your heart of hearts, are we going to win this battle?
It is a shocking stat, but I don't think we need to panic.
Great.
There's definitely, hope out there. If you look at, people's relationship with money, firstly is what is your relationship with money and what are the habits, your money habits? You need to make smarter money choices. And I would always say, partner with the right person to do that, that can help you and guide you. Most people don't know what's out there.
Yeah.
They don't know what products and solutions and advice. So definitely start with a trusted advisor like Nedbank that can help you through that. I also, just share personally is that when you think about money, you have to pay yourself first. And when I think about that, people start like, of course, paying your debts and all of that, which you need to maintain a healthy credit record.
For sure.
But before you think about other luxuries, put your savings away, put your investments away. People generally, pay their debt, spend their money, and then lastly think about saving and investments. So really put that, reframe, start with that, and make sure you put that money away. And, I think just about like we've spoken about budgeting and savings through that.
There is a disconnect, and maybe it stems from a section of the market not believing that they've got a bank that speaks to them, or that maybe these products and these vehicles, tools, don't belong to their social set or their socio-economic set. There are so many of these kind of stigmas and the limitations put in. Having that right partner is one part of the process. How do we really capitalize on this relationship with the bank? When I think of all the different products, the ways that you've offered, the seasons of life that you can speak to as well, how do we get the most out of the relationship with our bank?
Absolutely. No two people are the same.
Yeah.
And your needs as a student or someone starting off in life is very different to someone near retirement. So, just having the right products and solutions through that process. We understand that as Nedbank that our customers have different needs and requirements, and it's really important for us to engage with the clients. So we encourage people out there to come and have a discussion with us so that we can really unpack your needs and take you through that journey and do something that's right for you. We talk about affordability and starting with something small. It doesn't have to be huge, starting immediately. We have products that start with very low, like savings and investment products with very low entry requirements, like 250 Rand, where you can really earn some great interest rates. We also have great day-to-day banking accounts like, the My Goals product that is 0 months. Some of the products is 0 monthly fee with great benefits and value. So there are really a myriad of products and services out there that can really be customized and tailored to individuals to help them on the savings and investment journey. We talk about retirement.
Yeah.
I mean, retirement and planning for retirement is,
And it looks different now. We're going to be retired for much longer than we were previously.
100%. I mean, life expectancy. I mean, people are living way beyond the 90 years. And if you think about retirement to that. So definitely we encourage people to start even thinking about retirement at a very young age rather than leaving it too long. We know inflation is an issue. We know the rising food costs is an issue. We're probably going into recession, interest rate hikes. So with all of that, just make sure you can plan in advance and so that you can have a secure financial future.
I'm going to ask you on a personal note, because you've chosen to live in this space because you want to help to empower people. And I'm just going to thank Tabiso. I chatted to one of the Nedbank employees about a fraudulent case because one of my cards got taken. It was a terrible thing. I got advice on how to improve my Google security from him. It was amazing. I sat for about 45 minutes. We spoke about my banking for about 10. The rest of that, he was so concerned about my safety and about how I felt through this process, and it was amazing. So that's kind of the baseline level of service, which means that you've got a person. It's person to person. So from person to person, what advice do you have for that person that is sitting right now just stressing out because they don't think they're going to make it to the end of the month? What advice do you have for that person right now?
Yeah, it can be really tough. I've been in that situation many times. And my best advice is don't feel overwhelmed. You know, just take one step at a time. Exhale firstly.
Yeah.
When you
Breathe in, exhale. Do that 5 times, yeah.
Exhale, reset is where I would my personal advice. Take a small step. Try to cut back on some luxury. It's amazing that when you do without something for long enough, you don't ever need it again.
Yeah.
And that for me is probably the nugget. Something that seems totally irrelevant, just cut it back. Put the money away. Start small. Start now. Just start.
What was that thing for you? For me, it was coffee. When I cut out coffee, I was like, wow, I'm saving like 1,000 rand a month.
Well, my thing was a car. So I sold my car way before COVID.
Oh,
you know, 2 years before COVID, I sold the car. I worked, you know, I lived very close to work. I took an Uber. I walked a lot. So I was a lot healthier then. But yeah, I sold my car and I've banked the money. I cannot believe what a difference it made to me personally.
Oh, it's incredible. And it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. Thank you so much, Venetia, for being a part of that support structure for every phase of our financial journey. Nedbank have multiple savings and investment solutions for any phase of your life that make it so much easier for you to achieve your financial goals. So set those goals. We've got a 32-day notice account, which is fantastic. The electronic Optimum Plus for people over 55. I've seen firsthand the difference that can make. Then you've got the Stokvel Immediate Savings Account, a vehicle that we understand in our country. There's so much that you can do here. Nedbank.co.za is where you can start. Just take a look at this little ecosystem. I guarantee you there is a tool that will help to free you financially. Venetia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Choose a rate of up to 8.8% with the Nedbank electronic 32-day notice account and stand a chance to win up to 50,000 Rand with greenbacks every month. Open your account in less than 2 minutes on the Money app. Join the bank that's best for your savings goals.
Well, sons are a little, you know, they bring us a lot of joy, and it's time to make another son a winner.
Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever anytime, anywhere.
Well, they say sons are like little superheroes ready to protect, support, and make their loved ones proud. Now, you have to change. In fact, if you have the chance to nominate your amazing son for a special dose of care, and they could stand the chance to win 2,000 Rand, well, now it is the time to nominate them, because we have a second winner that we would love to make this morning. Can we say congratulations to Josh? You are our lucky winner, and this is what your mom Sharon had to say. She said, a few years back, my stove had stopped working and I purchased a 2-plate stove, which was all I could afford at the time. Around the same time, my son had just finished school and started his first job. This darling son of mine took his entire salary and purchased a brand new 4-plate stove for me. This definitely shocked me, as I would never have guessed that something like this could happen. I have the absolute best son in the world. He is always showing me a dose of care, and I am absolutely grateful to God for him. Hashtag Panado SA. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. We now have Sharon and her son Josh on the line. Good morning, Sharon.
Morning.
Oh my goodness, reading that was so special. What an incredible nomination, but most importantly, what a thoughtful son you have. Do you want to tell us how much it means having Josh in your life?
He's an absolute amazing son. He's very caring. I'm so grateful to have a son like him.
Oh, it is so heartwarming to see what he did with his first paycheck. And now, Josh, we have you on the line. What's some of the most important lessons you feel like you've learned from your mom, and especially when it comes to why it's so important for you to take care of her?
She just shows me so much of love and support, and I would do anything for her.
Oh. Well, they do say the bond between a mom and a son is a very special one. Sharon, can you perhaps recall a specific moment when you felt immense pride in your son's accomplishments or even in his growth in character?
I was very proud of him actually this year when he accomplished getting his driver's license. That was a very precious moment to me.
Oh, congratulations on that. That's also like the first step to independence. Congrats on that. Now, Josh, I need to ask you, because your mom nominated you because you always give her a dose of care, but what does that mean to you? And perhaps do you have a special message that you would love to share with your mom?
Yeah, I just want to thank her for everything she does for me and always giving me motivation to accomplish anything in life.
Oh, that is beautiful. Well, Sharon and Josh, congratulations. And thank you for being such a great example and showing your appreciation for your son by nominating him for a dose of care. And if you at home wanted to know more about it, of course, just keep your eyes out on Expresso's social media pages.
Being a parent can be challenging, but stepping out is when things get real complicated. That's why new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5 ml sachets are here to make the job easier. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere. Panado, a dose of care.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here at S3, and the W List offers a wide range of Woolies exceptional quality items and curated brands at competitive everyday prices, so that you can cook delicious filling meals but under budget. We're talking about budgets today. It's so important to focus on that. And here to show us how to cook a hearty meal under 50 Rand per serving is Chef Clem, a man who knows how to mash ideas together and just let's have a ball.
Let's have a ball.
Let's have a ball and mash things together. That's why I was holding this.
Yes.
Because I think it's important because we want to take all of the high prices and we want to mash them down and make a good meal.
That's exactly what the W list is. And what's amazing is these prices are low, not because of it's a promotion or it's on sale. It's everyday low prices, which I love. So what I've done is I've shopped items from the W list, and we're going to put together this amazing boerewors breedie, or also known as sausage food.
Sausage
food.
Stop, but sausage food is like I've listed for sausage food for 4 weeks now.
That's where this recipe actually came from.
And now this recipe is here today, and I'm trying to be a good person on a Monday. You know, Monday you want to start nice and clean. No, thank you.
Feed.
I'm going to feed the soul today.
Feed the soul. It's cold outside. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the sausage out of its casings and I've shaped it into balls. Now, originally in my recipe, I shaped them into balls slightly smaller, but what the team have done is made them a little bigger. And you know what? I love them for that. It's actually, I love the size. I think it's perfect.
Yes.
So you're going to get some of your oil into your pan, get it nice and hot.
You got it super hot, so you want the caramelization from the start, because you're almost sealing in the existing fat content of the meat, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Another good reason for using boerewors is because we're trying to save money. So we're not going to go like adding extra salt, extra pepper, extra spices to it. Everything that's inside the sausage, it's seasoned already. So like a big job done for you. So all you want to do is you want to get into the pan, start stirring it off. Then what I've done is I've gone shopping for the peppers, because the W list has a selection of your fresh produce, your long life items, your home stuff for the house. So I like the fact that shopping, for me, shopping vegetables is not something I like to do in advance. I don't like it. I like knowing, okay, cool, I'm about to make this dish, I need the peppers, go and get it now.
Yeah.
And the fact that, again, it's not a promotion, it's every day, it's a great deal. So,
smelling so good. Also, can I just go back to this bulk crabo? Okay, now stop showing off. Why would you want to do that? I love that. Actually,
great balls of fire, yes.
This crabo, it's bulk. So, as you were mentioning, right, this is for the recipe. But use a little snake cheese here.
Because
then Dad can go and braai outside.
Yes.
Good for you. And then inside, we got these cooking.
Who's winning?
Everyone. Winning. That's it.
My goodness. Everyone's winning. So you're going to get a nice bit of crust on those balls. You're going to go in with your peppers. Lies. You're going to go in with your onions. Onions first. Okay.
I mean, doesn't matter.
So once you get it in there, turn the heat down a little bit.
So now your onions are being flavored by the natural fats of this amazing wors that's already seasoned and already so unctuous and beautiful. I got you. I know what you're doing here.
And this is quite a South African smell what's happening right here. Boerewors and onions. You know when you used to go to your dad to go and buy 2 screws, and you go to that big place that sells all the screws, and then outside's a guy that sells the boerewors rolls.
Yes, it smells
It
smells like a school fair, man.
It does,
you know?
it does. So we're gonna give that a little mix. Obviously at home, don't go and use 4 balls, use more. I'm just doing it for demonstrational purposes. Okay, peppers going in. And use all the peppers actually have different flavors. People don't know this.
No, I've actually assessed and they also have good applications. Like I know with Mexican food, you like the red and the green. Not only for color. Look, you just splashed the salt over there. Not only for color, but also I like it's sweet and almost the bitterness of the green. So they But then the yellow ones, I feel like if you're going to do charcuterie, leave them net so on the board.
Who now?
Charcuterie.
Yes, exactly. I love it. I love it. So, from the W list again, we've got the turned tomatoes going in. And again, this is a tomato-based dish. So you can turn the heat down as much as you like.
I got goosebumps. I don't know why. But I think it's because the craving has been there for the past couple of weeks for sausage food, and here we are.
Sausage food. Okay, it's not going to be sausage food without a good chutney. And you can decide what you want, but we're going to go for the extra hot because a little bit of spice that comes in. This is like sugar that's going to counteract. Normally with turned tomatoes, we got a little bit of sugar. It's Mrs. Balls, okay? And that's the sugar that you need. Mix that through. Man. So like I was saying, this is a tomato-based dish.
Did you put this recipe on taste.co.za?
I did.
Thank you. I did. Check because I might need it later.
It's such a good recipe. And being tomato-based, it's going to taste amazing tomorrow and the day afterwards and the day afterwards. So turn the heat down on that. The longer this cooks, the more intense it's going to taste in flavor. So now it's up to you completely. What do we still need to do? We got some mash.
Pre-made.
There we go.
Thank you.
I found some more balls going in. And then...
Hey!
There we go. I've got this one for you.
You mind if what I do here is... with the mash.
Yeah.
One must pepper, one's mash, man.
Yes. Are you going to pop that on that plate for me?
Okay, shall we?
Yeah, the butter, the milk, the potatoes, also from the list. And from that, we made the mash.
Oh, my word. Okay. Let's do this.
Do it. Show me.
What type of plating are we looking for here, sir?
Well, I'm thinking we should go because it's homely, like rustic, but chic.
Rustic.
Rustic chic.
Rustic chic. Okay, I can do that. I was actually going to almost do a quenelle here.
A quenelle?
But I was going to just, maybe I can just... I was going to do a quenelle.
Wow.
You know what I'm going to do, actually? I think maybe it's okay to do rustic homely, but then also just do something that's a bit just unorthodox, that almost mimics the balls, but then that sauce is going to go in the middle, okay?
Very design oriented.
Thank you, man. I've actually been reading Taste magazine, and then I've been inspired. I don't know, the editor must be really great. The content creator must be
She is. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
If you also like Taste magazine, you're not going to want to miss this Wednesday's culinary hotline.
What's happening?
We've got Abigail Donnelly in the kitchen. It's going to be the two of us cooking up a storm.
Lovely.
Talking everything Taste magazine, talking Eat Out Restaurant Awards, because it's almost that time of the year.
Oh, really?
Really? That's when you know it's almost like it's almost the next year when Eat Out starts.
Oh, it's almost the next year. Are we ready for Christmas? No, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Guys, I can't wait for Christmas. Also, I got other reasons to be very excited for December. But I can't wait for Christmas. Seriously. Can't wait, Steve.
Yeah.
Bala, everywhere.
Happening?
It's beautiful.
I'm just saying,
beautiful.
I'm having a ball.
Okay.
That's what I am. I'm having a ball. I'm enjoying the plating over here.
So this is also a great lunchbox dish because the size of the balls and the sauce, I think it's really great to make everyone jealous when you actually end up eating that up in the microwave. It's going to smell absolutely amazing. It's so delicious. It's so good. And then another thing is you take one of those meatballs the next day, sandwich it between some white bread and the snackwich machine.
That's the vibe, isn't it?
It is absolutely the vibe.
That is the vibe.
Carl, that is absolutely beautiful.
That is the vibe. I just need to... But I was going to shwang here, but it's all right. That's beautiful. I would have loved to have finished it off there with some fresh greens. You know, that would have been nice. But OK, we'll keep this going. But this is how it's going today.
It looks delicious. It tastes delicious.
I love that.
Absolutely amazing. You can freeze the balls. You can lunchbox it. It's absolutely delicious. Go for it.
Not happy with that. And also, with the W list, are there any other deals that have really stood out for you? Because I've been taking a look at them, and they are really, really value for money. But for you, what are your go-tos?
100% is the fresh produce. Sorry, I'm going to keep on talking, but Zoe Brown is really hungry. She wants to come in.
I know
Zoe,
she does.
come in. Okay,
I know she
the
does.
fresh produce,
Yes.
absolutely love that. I've started shopping a lot from the actual sections for your home. So cleaning products, those have been amazing. Meg shampoo, as you can see, I don't need that much of it, but Meg's now getting shampoo from the W list as well.
Very nice.
Lots happening there. Zoe's going in.
I'm going in. These meatballs are beautiful.
Just go grab some of the
Getting some
that
sauce,
a little bit of
grab
mash as well.
some mash.
That's it.
Did you make this mash from scratch?
Of course we did.
Yes. It is from ground to spud to taste bud.
Watch
You're welcome.
us use that.
Look at that.
This makes the taste buds dance.
Yes. Okay, what's the rating? Out of a scale of 1 being really good and 10 being really good, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking 11. Like,
Whoa!
this is so yummy.
So we broke the chart.
Yes.
Plus, it's under 50 rand per portion. Can we do any better?
I don't know if you can do any better.
Everyone, look under your seat right now. Look under your seat.
You get a deal.
Everyone gets a deal. This is amazing. I love it.
But you see, that's... So you're not tasting anymore, right? They say after 3,
You're eating.
You're eating. I'm now having breakfast.
It's so good. It's so easy to make, which is also another amazing thing. I love this recipe. It works.
And also, I've been in the mood for sausage food. I'm about to jump into the pan.
I love sausage food.
Sausage
I'm going
food.
to.
I'm having this whole fricadelle.
Okay, you can continue there. I would just like to let you know that, the W list, the dinner solutions, they are endless. Shop a wide range of Woolies exceptional quality items and curated brands and competitive everyday prices in-store, online, and on the app. Simple.
This is the type of food you take a bite and you're like, your shoulders move.
That's true, yo.
Yo, stick the whole pan.
Taking the whole pan.
What? Oh, it's still live. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry, man.
Do it like this. Do it like get it, move it, own it. Do it like this.
Bespoke. Bonjour. If you're as excited about the Rugby World Cup in France as we are, then listen up. Total Energies has an amazing opportunity just for you. You can join the Total Energies Loyalty Club today. Spend 700 Rand or more, then you stand a chance to win double tickets to the highly anticipated South Africa vs Ireland game on the 23rd of September in France. So get down to your nearest Total Energies today to make sure that you do not miss out on the experience of a lifetime. That competition closes on the 15th of July, so get on it. All the T's and C's do apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. No teeth, no food in the teeth.
I'm fine. I
a
have
little bit on the
food.
face. Yeah, we are here for that kind of bready. We love it, and we are here for a good lach.
So let's lach, okay, because it's been a great weekend of sport. We know this.
Yeah.
Hello, Driekus.
We love you, guy.
So we definitely cannot complete our Monday without a good, proper lach of the day. And we've got something very special for you. Take a look at this.
Ronaldo down towards Lingard. Ronaldo! Manchester United win! It's Cristiano Ronaldo!
Oh, Baba. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but that was me.
Oh, my word. Oh, no, me and my boy.
Look at this. Once again.
Oh, Baba Key.
Look, watch.
Oh, man. Oh, gee, was life complete. I was thinking there could be no way that we could cap such a beautiful show today, but I think we found it, man.
That's it. I hope that made you smile. That's the whole idea of the Feel Good Breakfast Show, to just lift your spirits and also bring you some of the hottest local talent that this beautiful country has to offer. And here is some more.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. I feel like that shouldn't be lach of the day. It should make Zoe broody for the day. That is absolutely wonderful. Well, we are here with a second performance because she is CCV and she's also got Johan, the drummer, here with us. And we are super excited to get another performance. Now, you're about to perform your track Holiday for us, but let's quickly take a look at, on your screen right now, we're playing a bit of the music video, but for you, what was the creative direction that went into it to bring a concept you've had to life?
So this one was quite tricky to conceptualize. My videographer that does all my videos that I work with, we kind of come up with concepts together and we kind of co-direct things, and we sat literally for a few weeks trying to come up with something for this, and we said we want something really visual, a little bit abstract, and then we said, okay, what if we find like a really cool house with like a lot of character and stuff, and then we were very lucky we found a really cool place, and then we shot this kind of abstract video. It's like I said, it's very visual, a lot of different scenes, incorporating color, trying to just bring through the underlying themes of the song through in the visual imagery, and we think it turned out really well, so we're very excited for people to see it.
Definitely did. Well, you love color, I love color. We're both in blue. They always say it shouldn't be a blue Monday. The only thing that should be blue about your Monday.
It's the coldest day, apparently, as well.
Yes, the only thing that should be blue about today is our outfits, and I feel like CCV, you've nailed it today, and I feel like I've copied you, so this is perfect. Now, you're about to perform your track Holiday. What is this one all about?
So pretty much, as the title says, it's about wanting a holiday. So it happens so many times, you know, when you start feeling burnt out, I literally start saying to myself, like, oh, I need a holiday, and there's literally a line in the song like that. So it's about, like, you know, when you going through life, the kind of same mundane, everyday routine, you get burnt out and you just want to break away from that and bring some color back into your life. It's basically just like a feel-good song like that.
And I think a lot of people are feeling that right now, especially given the fact that we're in the heart of winter. We all want a holiday. Well, here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for her second performance is CCV. Take it away.
Rushing through the day towards the weekend, feeling like a freak between the zombies. Every day's the same, it's killing me. All this bird wants is to be set free. Wondering if my captor's lost the keys. Running, but I'm staying in the same place. Thinking of ways to make a change, to fly away, away, away. Holiday, holiday, I need a holiday to get away from saying one day I'll be rising like a phoenix through the flames. Gonna kick all of these rules away to show them who I am without these chains. Then nothing, nothing will ever be the same. Holiday, holiday, I need a holiday to get away from the not to know. I don't want this reality. Come with me, run away with me. Holiday, holiday, I need a holiday to get away from the not to know. I don't want this reality. Come with me, run away with me.
On your Feel Good Breakfast show, this was incredible. We love having you on this show. Any other future potential projects that you would love to collaborate on?
I've been working on a lot of new music, so I'm very excited to just keep releasing stuff, make more videos. A lot of cool things in the pipeline that I can't reveal just yet, but if people want to follow my journey and follow what's coming out, they can follow me on social media, CCV Music, everywhere.
CCV Music everywhere. Sorry, that was a little tongue twister.
No, it's CCV Music on
everywhere. All the platforms.
The handle is not CCV Music everywhere.
No, just CCV Music. There we go. Follow her online. And this is what people had to say about your performance so far on Expresso. We had Basil saying, fabulous with 2 exclamation marks. Gertie saying, good morning team, you're all looking good. We have Josephine Pickstone saying, absolutely gorgeous. Love the outfit, nice blue color. Yes. King saying, love it. Vanessa also saying, beautiful as always. Have a wonderful day. Well, CCV, Johan, thank you for joining us today and bringing us your fantastic tunes to really kickstart our Monday off on the perfect note.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh man, what an absolute pleasure. The growth we are seeing in her space is just insane. We are here for that. That's how you get yourself softened nominations, man.
Exactly. And also it's Johan as well, the drummer. Okay,
Yeah,
the drummer, that's the vibe right there. He's amazing. But of course, we've got a couple of things happening on the show tomorrow. Of course, we've got a great way to start your fitness journey. You know, they say summer bodies are made in winter.
It's
we
winter
chose the
now.
coldest day of the year to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. You're shivering so much, you're burning calories as it stands, but we're going to help you get set to get those summer bodies in gear. It's been an incredible show. I know we've been focusing on some of the initiatives, the people you can get behind for Mandela Day, but I think the real take-home for me was what you can do every day. So when you look at a connection, think of it like that, like connect to an organization with a relationship that can carry on. Do you have any ideas what you're going to jump on for Mandela Day?
Sure. You know what? There's a number of different things. I actually thought I might just do like 67 things in one day. I thought that was not sustainable, but I know for a fact that on any platform I will be facilitating a lot of ideas around anybody who'd like to have an access to information to what to do on that day. I'd love to do that. I'd love to be the conduit between good people and good causes.
Yeah, we'll be the custodian of that moment.
Fantastic. Well, listen, we've had a great day. Of course, CCV is also going to be performing a live performance on our Facebook and YouTube channel. So do stay tuned for that. And if you've missed it, it will be available online as well.
Oh, I love you guys. Have an
Love you.
amazing
Love
day.
you
You were
more.
great today.
Have a
You were
beautiful
amazing
day.
today.
What a good
We love
show.
you just as much. Adios.
Another feel-good production.
And we are live all over again, now on Facebook and on YouTube. Why? Because when we've got someone like CCB in studio, especially as she is hitting her straps and just exploding in the industry, we've got to plug into that for as long as we can. CC, thank you so much for sticking around. We are loving the vibe. The new EP it's transformative, transportative, if that's a word. It takes you to another place. But we are seeing a lot of action around this little ecosystem that you're creating. You're being placed on playlists. You're getting airtime on other platforms. There is something, you're tapping into a bigger kind of field. Does it feel like that you're tapping into a bigger energy than yourself right now?
It definitely does. It feels like the industry has grown so much in terms of like opportunities, especially for independent artists, because I know years ago it wasn't possible to be doing what I'm doing, like if you're not signed to a record label, but now you can promote yourself on platforms like TikTok or Instagram or wherever for free. You can reach that audience, you can put your music out. It's just really amazing that it is actually accessible for everyone.
And it brings about almost this maturation of tools that you can utilize to plug in. And I think access to the market is always where we sit and scream, give new artists the chance, give them. Now it's almost like you've got algorithms that are driving the new music that's coming out. And it feels like to me that South Africa has got a very special place because we're tiny, but we punch on the same kind of weight class as the best. Do you feel as a South African artist who's had to fight the hard fight up until now that wave is breaking? Does it feel different now?
It definitely does. It seems like there's a lot more opportunities, especially like you said with these playlisting things and stuff, where South Africans are getting, onto those global playlists, onto those platforms, and it's so cool to see because I mean, we can also stand up there in those places, and I think it's great to see that it's finally breaking through.
I mean, we had Bravo LaRue on last week, who was #1 on Apple when his new album dropped. Because he's South African, because they're looking for the Amapiano click, they're looking for something that no one else has seen before. It kind of speaks to this notion of being purposeful or intention behind everything that you're doing. The artwork for this wasteland, getting into that kind of space. How much fun is it to see this notion expand? It's not just a good song anymore. You're creating, as in your own words, an entire world for people to immerse themselves in.
Yes, I really love that part of it. Like, it all comes down to also like the branding and the marketing, which is like a whole other side of it. Like, I know a lot of musicians, they don't like doing marketing.
They hate the business.
Like, I really actually enjoy the marketing aspect because there is a lot of creativity in it, and you can come up with like really creative ideas of how to put yourself out there, how to make, visuals that fit with, like, I just love creating visuals as well, like the music videos, the artwork, we don't really have like massive budget, but we come up with these cool ideas for music videos where we work with what we have and we do like crazy things. We did like a fake rain scene once with a hose, and it looked real.
I've been there, man.
And I mean, the holiday video, we found this cool place, and I was floating in a swimming pool in a suit with like balloons. We just like work with what we've got, and you can create so much if you are creative.
And it weaves your DNA and your emotions through every part of this tapestry, which is absolutely beautiful. You're going to be performing Wasteland from this Wasteland, presumably. What's this one about?
So this is tying into kind of the overall theme of the EP, which I explained a little bit earlier, which is like basically this feeling of emptiness that you feel after like a heartbreak or something that you're going through.
Vacuum.
And you kind of just feel empty and you're going through that. And the only way to kind of get out while you live, you kind of let yourself live in this wasteland for a little bit. And like, okay, you'll pick yourself up again eventually, but you've got to feel it and go through it in order to move forward and get out of there, basically.
Can't bypass it, you just got to push straight through. Well, hopefully this will become a mantra for those that hear it this morning, but it's incredible to see your arc right now and just where you're at now as opposed to the last time we had you on the show. It's mind-blowing. So keep that strength, keep that fortitude, and keep being as creative as you are on every level. We love you, man. Thank you so much. One last time, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and of course we'll download it forevermore. It's Wasteland with CCV.
It's like I'm living in a snow globe, and it looks so pretty from the outside. All I want is to be free from this love I feel for you. I break myself against the walls of this cage of memories built around me. Now I'm lost in space, and all the while it seems that bad things never change, but they changed me. You changed me, and it looks like a wasteland. You left me a wasteland. what a bad hand you dealt me this time. You're the invisible enemy wrecking me. Was I just a sacrifice for your monstrous god? I go behind the veil, I pursue the other side without fail, and I let myself fall. Sometimes I see it all so very clear. Bad things never change, but they change me. You changed me, and it looks like a wasteland. You left me a wasteland, and I'm thinking what a bad hand you dealt me this time. I don't get up, I don't get dressed, I'm not even living. I'm a mess, I just wish you'd disappear like you were never even here. I'll pull myself together again tomorrow, but for today I'll break a little more in this wasteland. In this wasteland. In this wasteland. In this wasteland.
Wow. Oh, absolutely love that. You always know the song is landing when everyone just drifts into their own little world. That is absolutely beautiful. Well, I hope you've been able to process whatever pain drove that song. And to everyone else out there who is feeling that pain, who is in that wasteland right now, you have to push through it. You can't avoid it. It's just part of life. But with mantras like that to dip into, we've got your back. CCB, thank you so much. We absolutely adore you. At CCB Music is generally where you'll find her across all social media